Hello, everyone, and welcome back to King's Gambit Episode 2. If you didn't watch Episode 1 already, then what are you doing watching this out of order? Go back and watch it, or you're about to get spoiled. And we're going to go right back into it with, without further ado, as we left off in a very precarious situation. As you can see over here, we do now actually have a screen up for you all to view pictures and whatnot, with Wahid's player Grant doing so kind to manage that screen for us. But we shall begin immediately with Levy hearing a scream coming from echoing down the halls, and then hearing a banging on her door.
So still in my sleepwear, I'll be kind of rubbing my eyes and be about to be going to investigate. And then hearing this knocking, I'll I'll approach the door and open it.
You see your handmaid, Ludi, standing at the door, holding a book in her hand, looking rather frantic. And she will... Lady Levy, are you alright? And she'll hug you, embracing you.
Okay, so kind
You
of...
see your guard, Atlas, the uncle of Wahid, a fellow knight of Zacchaeus, also assigned to you when Wahid is away. Atlas is assigned to you in his stead, and as such, he stands vigilant at your door, regardless of what goes on around him, for it is his duty to defend you. It's like, my lady, please remain in your room. You see his sword is already drawn.
What's going on?
And then we will switch over to Wahid, as you see King Eva naked, just emerging from his bath. And he is being assailed by one of his many wives, one of his 31 wives, who is attacking him with a dagger coated in a foul green substance. What is it that what he does in this moment?
Well, with his sword drawn, he busts down the door, and he's like, my lord! And he will rush over to the woman and attempt to disarm her.
Without further ado, let us roll reaction. Get this started.
Alright, where is it? Hold on. My eyes ain't what they used to be. Okay. So... Oh, it explodes.
It does.
Yep.
All right, you absolutely do indeed go first. So what action do you take?
I have my sword drawn, but I don't want to mortally wound this woman. I want her to stand trial, so I'm going to attempt to wrestle the sword or the dagger out of her hand and disarm her.
Very well. Also, if you do make an attack with your sword, and you can think of a creative way to not kill her with it, defeating an enemy means they're defeated in the fashion you declare. So if you declare it by not decapitation or disembowelment or whatever,
then, I'm going to strike her with my long sword. I'm going to hit her with the pommel of my sword and on the base of her head there, and try to knock her out.
All right, go ahead and make that roll.
Oof, that's a 12.
Oh, actually, disregard that roll I made. You go to do that. She pushes the king back into the bath. He slips on the slippery floor and falls back into this bath, like built into the floor, almost like a hot tub in a way. And he slips back and falls into it, going under the water. There's steam everywhere. It's like a hot bath, and there's like steam all over the place, so you can't see him anymore. He fell under the water, and she does back away. Your pommel strikes the air where she once stood, and she stumbles back and then lunges at you with the dagger now.
All right.
Make a defense roll.
That's a 13.
She will go to stab at you, But describe your defense. You could deflect it, grab her hand, push it away, whatever. Just go describe your defense roll, your defense of this, deflection of this, as
I
you will.
deftly parry her strike with my sword, and move her, position her in a way that that she's left open for a counterattack as I push her dominant sword hand, if you will, away from me safely, where so the dagger is nowhere near me.
Very well, and you may counterattack now.
I will do so with the righteous fury of Zacchaeus with a 15.
And you do connect and finish her in a way appropriate to your description, as she was an extra.
After I counterattack, after I deflect her attack, leaving her stumbling wide open, I use the force of her momentum against her as I strike her in the head with the pommel of my sword and lay her flat on the ground.
As she hits the ground and the blood flies from her head as you strike it with the pommel, busting open her forehead, and her head slaps against the hard stone floor, cracking open more on the head on the other side. More blood sprays out across the ground as she lies unconscious, perhaps a concussion, but still very much alive.
I call for more guards. Guards! I need more guards and a healer! And I kick the weapon away from her body, and I rush over to the king and try to help him.
Rush over, you'll see him. He'll emerge from the waters, gasp, and crawl up out of the water.
My lord, are you all right? I'll grab a robe or a cloth or something to wrap around him.
Yes, he'll wrap the robe around him. Is she dealt with?
Yes, my lord. She's unconscious. She's been disarmed.
As you said, more guards will actually rush in now, and he'll be like, arrest the woman. She made an attempt on my life. As then you see the guards will proceed to clamp her unconscious body into manacles and such. And then we'll switch back to Levy. And then Atlas. Princess Levy, please. Just remain calm. Things are under control. As you see a pair of guards rush past, as you hear Wahid call out for the guards and the healer, you hear screams call out at the end of the hall.
Has there been a fight? Did Mikhail fight father?
Please, Princess, I have to ask that you remain here for your safety.
Oh, could you at least tell me what's going on?
I haven't been to investigate. I don't know what's happening yet, but there seems to have been a scuffle, an attack.
Did someone break in?
I believe your father has been assaulted.
I was waiting. And I'm gonna try to run past him.
Alright, he will grab you up. He'll like wrap his one arm. He has a sword in one hand, and he sees you doing that, and he'll grab you up with his other arm and like wrap you up and like pick you up off the ground. If you'd like, you can try to make a roll to escape his grasp if you wish.
Yes.
Alright, that's gonna be a sleight of hand roll.
Oof.
With escape artist forte.
Oh.
Or you can make a strength brawl roll if you prefer. With a grappling forte.
Well, I definitely don't have a very good roll for this, but I'm gonna try. And -4. Oof. I got a 5.
Nope, he grips you tightly and firmly, and you aren't going anywhere.
You have to let go of me. If father is in danger, I have to go.
It's too dangerous. I cannot allow you to endanger yourself like that. He'll walk you back into your room and kind of like toss you haphazardly onto your bed and slam the door behind you. Essentially locking you in your room.
Is Ludi here too?
No, she's outside still, and you'll hear her protest coming from outside, demanding to see you and so forth.
I'm gonna go out to my balcony.
You see the waves crashing far below. And your balcony just is like a sheer cliff face down, out, like all the way down to the ocean from where your balcony is. If you wish to climb out your balcony and climb around, you would have to climb alongside the wall until you reached the courtyard.
I look like I'm kind of debating it for a moment, but I realize, there's pretty much no way. I'd probably fall. I have no practice in such ways. Although
Yeah, sure,
it does open my eyes to a possible route that if someone were to try to attack me in the same way possibly my father has been attacked, this would be the way around the guard sitting south of my door, so that kind of worries me a little.
Yes, in this route, I would restate this is an incredibly dangerous route. With one slip would lead to certain death at the rocks below, and there are very, very few footholds between, and you would almost assuredly have to jump from foothold to foothold. You would need to be a master acrobat to even attempt this.
I think back onto that satyr on how nimble he was. If the other criminal were to ransom me or something, it wouldn't be too difficult for someone like him to do such a thing. Like a mountain goat, even, climbing that way. And then, I'm gonna go and kind of, honestly, a little bit frightened thinking about this. I go and I close the little entryway to the balcony, and I go and back and kind of just get into the corner of the room, kind of facing the balcony, and knowing that I can't make it past Atlas, I'll kind of just like sit down and curl up into the corner, watching the balcony while I wait, and shaking, trembling, frightened for my father, and a million things running through my head. I'll just sit down and I'll wait, as I have no other choice.
And you'll see the birds of the sea will fly by outside your balcony, and you hear the waves crashing, and all of this as the realization hits you that the world is still going on outside the castle as well. Your father is being threatened right now, possibly even dead for all you know, but the world is still very much alive, and the world is still living.
Seeing this, I'll stand up. I'll go out to the balcony. I'll open the entryway to my balcony, and I'll begin to sing to alleviate some of the stress. I'll make my roll now. One moment, I'm getting it all prepared. 9, 4. Okay. 25. I said I'll try to sing a song of passion, of something uplifting that I kind of can, something loud that can kind of I can try to like overpower my thoughts that are rumbling through my head, something like that, sort of just to get away from this that's going on.
Your song will lift onto the airs of Igvale and be taken by him, or by it, and Igvale will take your words and you screaming at the top of your lungs with this song, but it doesn't sound like a wail or such. It sounds like a very beautiful, like one of the most majestic songs you could imagine, as it's carried on the wind, so loud that some, even in the courtyard, perhaps even in the city proper, may hear the song. And as you do so, the wind itself picks up, as if Igvale has heard your song, and
I'll make sure to close my eyes tightly as well to just kind of just give in to the song that this is, and
you feel the wind brush against your face, and you feel almost like you don't have to stop to breathe anymore, as the air fills your lungs and expels from them without you doing anything. And your song never stops. It never stops for a breath. It just keeps going. and it's carried beautifully. And the birds, you hear the birds join in a chorus with your song, even.
And I'll keep this up until I'm stopped. I'm going to completely lose myself in the song.
And we shall go back to Wahid now, switching back to him quickly. The would-be assassin has been apprehended, and the king has been clothed. You have gone about describing everything that had happened, and the king had described it all, as well as saying that he was in the bath, and while one of his wives meant to bring him clothing, went to embrace him with clothes in hand, and as she embraced him, just before the dagger could find purchase, he noticed it and began wrestling with her, and had found it hard to get a grip, was slipping around on the floor and whatnot. So, what does Wahid want to do now?
Wahid will get the knife that she was using, the dagger, and he will need to have someone analyze the poison and the make of the dagger and everything, and find out what she was attempting to use, what kind of poison this was, and where she could acquire it, and so on and so forth. So he'll make sure that the guards will have it taken into evidence, as it were, and hopefully we can identify the substance and try to track down how she acquired such a thing. And after he makes sure the king is all right, he's not injured, and everything is taken care of, he will quickly go and relieve his uncle and take over his charge.
Can you make me a theology check real quick, my good sir?
Yes. Let me... Okay. Oh, it explodes.
You are getting lucky at the start. You would know that it crosses your mind, although you have no proof, that any divinity with access to the water precept, which in this city there are many, can create a mystical poison. They do have to be sufficiently high status, as it were. It is a powerful ritual. In game terms, it's a level 4 ritual. So it's not. You'd have to be a fully dedicated priest to produce such a mystical venom, and it just might cross you that because there are so many divinities of water, this may be religiously motivated.
Well,
But you have no proof for that.
I know. I make sure to tell my hunches to the king and the captain and officer of the guard, and I mean, if one of his many wives had some pool or some friends in any of the churches here, that this conspiracy could go deeper, or it could just be one priest that she had coerced or seduced or something into helping her. But nonetheless, I just give my hunches and relay it to the king and to the officer and the captain, and just let them know that it could be a possibility.
And then you will have your meeting with your uncle. As you see Ludi, worried, sick, pacing back and forth frantically outside of Levy's room, with Atlas standing there vigilant as ever with his sword in hand.
I will go up there and bow to him and salute. I'm like, Uncle, I'm here to relieve you of your duty.
What is going on?
An attempt was made on the king's life.
Ludi will gasp and cover her mouth.
Do not fret, Miss Ludi. The king is very, very hale and hearty. I was able to disarm and subdue the assailant, and they are in custody now. It was one of his wives.
So how could they ever do that? I don't imagine any reason why they would betray the Sea King.
I cannot hope to know, my lady. I'm a humble knight, but I am sure the king and the judges will get something out of her. At least the inquisitors will.
Atlas says, you did well, Wahid. You saved the king's life this day.
I did only what my duty was as a knight of Zacchaeus and as a knight in service to the king. I did only what was my duty.
Indeed, you have. Then he will do a formal bow to you. I hereby declare that you may take charge of this ward of one Levy Eva, Princess of Firstport. May your charge go without incident, and your time be calm.
I do a formal bow to him, and I accept the charge of one Levy Eva, and by the honor of Zacchaeus, I will feel my duty to see that no harm shall come to her.
Then you will walk next to each other, symbolically just brushing your shoulders just against each other, a little bit more like he brushes his shoulder against your forearm, basically, because you're so massive, as he brushes against you. And you step outside, your backs are facing each other, then you both turn and face each other and bow again, as then he will leave, as the ritual of changing the guard, as it were, has been completed, and his oath has been transferred to you for now.
I bow to Miss Ludi and was like,
Miss Levy's worried, so sick, we have to go speak with her. You see she's clutching a book tightly as well.
Of course, Miss Ludi, do not fret, do not worry. Everything is well. I will go and I will unlock the door and open it.
You hear this song, this beautiful, majestic song, a little muffled from the door, but still, you can just hear the passion in it.
I will unlock the door and then I'll just open it slowly as to hear the song better.
Just as you slowly creep it open, the song becomes more and more into your ears. It flows in, and then you feel a gust of wind blow past after the door becomes cracked a little enough for the wind to escape. And as the wind passes and caresses your ears, you literally hear almost as if the voice was in your ear, as the words are literally carried through Igvale. Igvale scooped up the sound, the words, and is genuinely carrying it with it. And it just brushes past your ear as you hear the sound.
Well, his eyes will be wide. He has heard the princess sing before, but this has a mysticism to it. And, Igvale itself has seen fit to carry her song on, and Wahid will have surprise that her voice could coax the gods themselves into action, but he will open the door fully and he will step in. Princess Levy, good morning.
As I hear this voice, I'll begin to, I'm not stopping abruptly, but I'll kind of let the note I was singing kind of just flow off, and then as that goes, and as I finish, and this final note, I'll stop for a moment and in silence.
As then you will feel a gust of wind push at your back, as it almost makes you stumble a little bit as it pushes you forward, and you feel the breeze lead out the door, basically. And you see it kind of like, even Wahid's hair blows a little bit in it. The gust, as it hits you, then dissipates very quickly into more like a breeze. And it goes like out the door.
I also widen a bit of this, stumbling forward on a balcony is never good.
But you stumble towards the exit. Yeah, it's like pushing you towards the exit of the room.
Okay, so I'll turn to Heed and I'll just look at him for a moment. I won't say anything, but it's a tinge of, but the singing has kind of helped my concern, but there still is, you can still visibly see the tinge of concern in my eyes, knowing me so well and being around me for this long. I'm worried, but I don't say a word at first, and then is my father all right?
Yes, princess, your father is fine.
I'll walk over there to you, I'll briskly walk towards you, and then hug you.
Well, Wahid will blush deeply and
Please, tell me what happened.
he'll just give you a little.
Still have like my arms like on you, like kind of hug you. I can't like fully wrap around you because you're so big, but I'll be looking up at you with my arms kind of around you a little.
Well, Wahid is blushing deeply, and he looks away and say, yes, well, a attempt was made on your father's life this morning."
But you dealt with them, right?
Yes, Princess. I have disarmed and subdued the assailant, and they have been apprehended. Your father is unharmed.
I'll back away a bit.
Ludi will rush in
it's
behind him and hug you deeply and just embrace you tightly. It's like, Princess Leffy,
I'll hug her back.
I'm so sorry for what happened.
Just kind of gently smiling and
It's all right. I heard you protesting outside. You couldn't have done anything.
I'm just glad Wahid came along when he did and freed you.
He just blushes, and it was nothing. I was just doing my duty. I was relieving my uncle.
Everything's all right. She rubs your hair a little bit. Everything's all right. Leffy, don't worry. No one's hurt.
And everything is well with you.
Oh, yes, of course. She'll go over there and calmly shut the door back that she left wide open when she rushed in. And she'll calmly shut the door and go sit on your bed and pat the bed next to you. Pat the bed next to her, I mean. So come, Miss Levy.
I will wait outside, and I just bow deeply, and I will go outside and stand guard.
Wait, before you go, I have
yes, Princess.
a concern.
Of course. What is it?
Atlas locked me in here, kept me from leaving, and I considered trying to escape the balcony.
No, Princess, please don't attempt such a dangerous act.
Yes, I know I would have fell, but after seeing that satyr, I feel like some criminal or something like that could get in, and it would bypass any guard at the door. I could be ransomed.
Well, he will go to the balcony and look down and look at the walls and examine them. Yes, if you are concerned, Princess, I can bring this up with the head architect. Maybe we can put in some defensive spikes or some countermeasures to attempt would-be climbers.
Ludi kind of goes over there and glances like, Princess, you have nothing to worry about, and smiles like, there's no way anyone would be climbing up this wall.
I just kind of remain seated and.
All right, but what do you wanna? Did you want to speak with me about something?
I will be outside, my Princess, my lady, and I'll bow, and I will go outside and wait.
Yes, of course. I brought you the book, as I promised.
I was like I smile and.
You know, you didn't have to.
I hope now is a good time. I know things have been with everything going on, and
I see the book.
yeah, she's holding it. You see it in her hand.
I gently go to take it.
It has no cover on it. It's just a decent-looking leather-bound book. It's not like, the most prestigious, fancy, opulent thing you've ever seen in your life, but it's a decent, slightly worn leather-bound book with no apparent words on the cover or anything.
I'll smile and close my eyes and kind of put it close to my chest, like my heart, and
I'll make sure to read it and treasure it.
Yes, you may take as long as you like with it, Effie. It is it's a wonderful read.
open my eyes and look at her, still with a gentle smile upon my face, and I kind of look down a little at myself and just start noticing I'm still in my sleepwear.
I
Yes,
should get ready for the day.
I will get you. I will get your clothes ready immediately. Do we have any plans for the day, Princess?
Honestly, if I did, I've forgotten them.
Of course, whoever. If you had any plans for the day, whomever it was, will have to wait. This is more important. Your family has been attacked. Yes, I'm sure Wahid will won't want us to leave the castle today.
And Lady,
Anyways,
something I wanted to speak with you about.
she's over there, like, looking through your dresses and whatnot, getting them arranged for you
So I'm
now.
just
Yes.
reading like the first page right now and to see like
At the first page, you open it up.
just see if there's any author or any name or anything like that. That would be on the the
Yes.
front.
It is the author is a Cyrus Dune, and it is in Pelganese, and the title is Among the Petals.
Have I ever heard of this name before? With my academic my reading habits, I don't know this is
You've
like
never
the
seen this author before. No, you've never seen any of his books before. This could be the only one he's ever written.
I'll kind of look at that and I'll be looking at the pages at first right now, and then I'll kind of hide it. Is my bed have anything? Is it like lifted up so can I get under it, or trying to look for a place to hide this?
Yeah,
this book?
you have stuff like that.
So I just kind of slide it under there and hide it, and then I'll look up at Ludi because I don't want to be distracted when I say what I'm gonna say next.
And she was like, well, yesterday we wore Zacchaeus colors. Perhaps today I could prepare you Pelgan's colors and make a special trip to the church since we missed it yesterday.
Yes, of course.
I stand up and I walk by her side and gently place my hand on her back.
It's like, my lady, do you wish to wear sandals again?
Yes, but Lady, there's something I wanted to tell you.
Yes.
Um,
she'll turn to you.
Maybe not tell, but
I kind of look down a little and smiling slightly.
She'll have a slight smile and put her hand on your shoulder. It's like, Levy, you may speak anything to me.
I look back up at her with like a wider smile.
I was wondering if you think about whether or not you're interested in Wahid.
She'll be taken by surprise and kind of gasp a little bit and slightly blush as she'll like take almost like a step back, almost tripping over her dress and like.
I make sure to help her keep her balance.
Yeah, she like puts one hand up against the wall and you grab her other hand. She's like, my lady, that's absolutely inappropriate and scandalous and just no.
Listen,
I would never
it's-
consider something like that.
It's not really scandalous.
It is. I am a low-born commoner, and he is nobility. He is a knight.
But
I am a maiden, a lowly handmaid, to serve you. I am a servant. He is a knight protector.
yes, but if you were to find another, they wouldn't be able to spend time together as much. I was thinking you'd be perfect if you're interested. And that way, I mean, you're both looking for someone, both without a partner.
He's told you he's been looking for someone?
No, he's not. He won't speak of such things. But I mean, he has to be getting lonely in that way, you know. He's older than I, and I'm already longing for a partner.
I greatly appreciate this, my lady, but I think it would be too terribly inappropriate and...
I was just asking you, lady. I mean, if you'd want to, I figured you should try before someone else takes him.
It was solely his reputation.
But he's not concerned with such things. He gives his praise to Zacchaeus, and there's nothing against his faith to do such things, I believe.
No, but...
I mean, and he protects me. It doesn't really... It's not a matter of trust. It's... At worst, he could be known as someone who likes sleeping with commoners or whatever other horrible
and
term
by
you use.
extension, that would sully your name, princess.
But why?
Because you would be consorting with us, your servant, the girl, bedding you a knight, your knight protector, and then it would be far too scandalous, and then it'd make people question your sensibilities and your morality.
Well, it's more of a... what would be the word? An act of showing that I care more about love, I suppose, rather than the constraints of what a preconceived idea is.
She'll take a slight frown to herself and hold
It's
your
like a
hand.
statement, in a way.
And it's a statement many will not care to hear. Love is for the fairy tales, Leffy. Love is for that book I gave you.
I can give her a serious look.
Lady, I am a girl in society in which the males of my race look down upon me. I don't think it really matter how people feel just for doing something like this. They wouldn't think any less of me than they already do.
My lady, they will use anything they can against you.
Well, either way, if it's something you wanted, I just wanted to let you know that I would support it.
Kind of looks down a bit.
You know how many people look down upon my father's actions? Even his own son. But he doesn't care. For he knows he's loved. And no matter what,
I look down at my feet.
they'll follow him. Although, he is a man, and... Well, I don't know, this city, it shows...
I look back up at her face.
It shows that our people can live in a society with other races, other cultures. If we could just tear down these ideas, then I think we'd all get along much better.
Levy, that is not our place to question. Leave that to the philosophers and the clergy, and our place is to serve.
I'm a scholar in my own right. Father lets me read whatever I want, and I've read so much. I've heard of these things. I've seen things happen, change.
My princess, this is not your place, these things.
Reform. I've even seen I've heard of Reshara and how she does things. Something like that.
No, you can't. Don't talk about that. Hush. She kind of whispers. Do not mention such things. She kind of hushes her voice. She's like,
I'm not saying you're going to give praise to someone like that or anything. These ideas are worth sharing. They mean something. And I know there's so many people's hearts that are pushed down. Like, if you loved Mahid, think of all the others who have a similar feeling. How many servants love those higher or something that can never come to fruition because of their placement, their birth. Imagine a place where you could go, where you could be free of those constraints, where you could love who you wanted to love. Our great city and my wonderful fathers have done so much to destroy preconceived ideas already. I think we should keep it going.
Just sigh, like take like not sigh, but like take a deep breath, like look nervous a bit. And she's like, you here, we'll take out your white dress for today, Miss Levy. That is one of Pelgin's favorite colors. We should get it get you dressed and have before we miss breakfast, and then we can go to the Temple of Pelgin, and then the sermon there. Mr. Highguard, Lord Highguard should be there, and he'll set you straight and everything, and let you know there's nothing to worry about, and that you don't these ideas, these flights of fancy, they're just something. Perhaps I
A
should.
streak of sorrow comes over my face. I kind of just turn
Like
to
she
the
starts
side.
looking like very nervously. She's like, perhaps I shouldn't have brought you that book. I'm terribly sorry for being such a bad influence on you. That's
I just look to the side. I'm not even looking at her anymore. I'm just kind of sorrowfully staring at the door.
she'll just kind of rush along and gather up your clothes with like a beautiful white dress with matching sandals she requested and lay them out for you.
Things are changing. And one day, my father is going to die for the things that he's doing.
Princess, that is entirely an inappropriate thing for someone of your status to be talking about.
I have to understand, and I have to take this and fully understand that it's exactly what's going to happen. This is
You can't let anyone else hear you speaking like that,
This is
especially
the
not
way
after what just happened.
the way of things, Ludi.
I look back at her.
I
The way-
figure for the time that we have, we really have to do something. Something that can last longer than our lives, that can affect those after us.
Your father is one of Pelgin's chosen children. He shall last until the end of days, Levy. Do not worry.
Did you hear my song?
I did. It was glorious and beautiful and passionate, just like you.
Do you know what inspired me to sing it? I was defeated in the corner, thinking about what if my father's dead, or I didn't know if what was happening. My world was falling apart. But then I saw the birds flying by, and life goes on. And seeing that, instead of letting myself be depressed and give up, I began to sing. It's the only thing I can really do with all of my heart. It's the only thing I'm allowed to do in this society without fear of repercussion. It's my freedom. There should be more of that for all of us.
Then you feel another slight breeze and you hear a whisper in your ear. And it's Savolt's voice. And it's like, yes, sir. I'll handle that right away. Then the voice will go again, and it's like, I don't know what you mean, but I do think, yes, I think I love her. And you hear that there's a whisper, the wind, there's a whisper in the wind that blows past you.
I glance out towards the balcony with like my mouth slightly open and
My princess, are you alright?
Hester is stunned, like I'm blinking. I look back at Lily.
All right. Yes. Well, I'll get washed up and prepared, and we'll go to the temple, and then I need to check on Father too, and then there's something I have to do later as well.
Of course, we'll get everything ready. Then you all prepare and go on, and the family breakfast this day has been cancelled. A very, very rare occurrence, but the king has cancelled it and instead is taking up residence in his room. He's eating in his room, and not coming out right now. The rest of the family goes about doing whatever they will and eating where they please. So where does Levy choose to
I'm
go?
going to try to gain entry to his room.
So
I guess I'll try to approach the door.
you, Wahid, and Ludi go to your father's chambers, and there are no guards posted outside.
I go and I knock on the door.
Ludi will look at Wahid. Isn't it strange that he wouldn't have any guardsmen posted?
Father, it's Levy.
Try to open the door.
It's locked.
Father,
I'm knocking in.
Are you alone?
Wahid and Ludi are here, but I can enter alone.
Dismiss your servant, girl.
I look at Ludi.
Ludi, you can meet me in the courtyard.
Yes, my princess. You should do like a look to you and like walk away quickly.
Wait, this is before we ate, right? So
Yeah, you haven't eaten yet.
Make sure you eat something first.
Yes, of course. Then you'll hear a heavy bolt turn as the door will open, and you'll just see the king's eye, a single eye, kind of almost dark, like he has all his windows closed in there, and the light from one of the I don't remember what they're called, but the slits in the side of the castle where the archers can shoot out like along this hallway, just is the only light that illuminates here. And you see that, well, also the candles that are lit along the walls, and you see his just eye illuminated in this darkness, just staring out at you. One of his gleaming blue eyes stares out at you.
Father, can I please come in?
Quickly opens the door and snatches Levy by the arm and yanks her into the room. How's Wahid's response to this, like a extreme, reaction to just someone grabs the princess and snatches her away?
It is the king. Did he slam the door in my face?
No, he just pulls her in and then looks back towards you and gestures for you to come in quickly.
I quickly go in.
Then he slams the door behind you, and you see the room is slightly lit, candles all about, and he is not alone, as he is here with one of the council of 8. And you see this siren here with him, one of the council members, as she sits on his bed casually almost, and he will walk over and pour himself a glass of wine and down it all with one gulp and then pour another.
Well, he instinctively took a step towards him. There's no poison taste or nothing. He's just down in this wine after he already had an attempt on his life. But seeing as he downed it so fast, he just stopped. He just looks really worried and concerned.
Nothing at all. He'll go over there and he'll grab Levy and press her head against his chest and just hold her tightly. Find not a precious little hair, a precious little feather on your head has been ruffled. Yes, you're fine. You're still fine.
All that matters is that you're safe, Father.
I can glance over towards the woman. I linger my glance at her for a bit, and then
She'll stand up and place her hand on Levy's shoulder and rub her shoulder a little bit.
I kind of just like fully looking at her at this point. Then
The king will release Levy from his tight grip and turn to Wahid. It is time, you know. There's something, Wahid, I would have you know. He walks towards you, like gets like up close to you, he's looking up at you. And he's like, he reaches his hands up and just places them on your shoulders. He just barely reaches you though. And he like barely places his hands up on your shoulders. He's like, he's staring up at you. It's very odd behavior for him.
All this is odd behavior from him. So Wahid is like on edge, dude. First he's got this siren bitch just lounging in his bed. Then she's all rubbing on Levy, and now he's acting like a fucking crazy lunatic. And like I don't. Wahid is just fucking. He's freaking the fuck out. Basically, his eyes are already wide. Like what the hell's going on? He's gonna tell me that he's a fucking Ahriman or Azad the Hawk in disguise or some shit. I don't know.
He's. Wahid, there is secrets in this family. There are secrets in this castle.
My lord, are you all right?
He'll take his hands off of you again, and he'll turn his back and walk over there and literally blatantly caress the body of the woman.
Well, Wahid blushes and looks away from this blatant show of affection.
This is one of my lovers. She'll smile slightly at this, and Levy is our daughter.
What?
I'm like, he, that's it.
Well, he just. What?
She'll step forward.
Watching Wahid at this point.
I don't understand. Sirens cannot breed with humans. I do not understand, my lord.
She will step forward and say something. Levy. My lovely child. She will rub her hair and just run her fingers through her feather-like hair. As you look at it closer, her hair vaguely resembles that of her mother in a way. Those feathers, those feather-like hairs, they end at similar points. It's always been a point of oddity for Levy, but seeing them side by side, hearing this talk is like it's kind of starting to click a little bit more. We rarely are allowed to speak so openly, for we must keep such things a secret. But you, Knight of Zacchaeus, creature of cold, you swear to secrecy. Your lord holds domain over that of preserving and guarding secrets. Does he not?
Yes, that is true, my lady.
Then we would have an ally in you. And our allies must be privy to the information at hand to best serve us. And then the king will step forward. Exactly my thinking as to why I have brought you in here with us. I'm glad you decided to come by, Levy. I've been thinking on some things.
I look at my father again and smile slightly. Try not to speak too much, as I don't want to be out of turn.
A magi. A magi is how Levy came to be. Through the magic of the trolls.
Definitely watching Wahid at this point. Back again.
Well, his eyes are about as big as they can get. He says nothing, and he just stands there. He I mean, he may or may not shit his britches at this point, but no smell permeates. But yes, he's stunned for like 1d6 rounds or something.
This assassination attempt, it only makes sense. They have to know. Someone has to know. They must be attempting to usurp me. And Levy, have you told anyone? He'll get down, like lean down, like grab Levy by both sides of her face and stare at her in the eyes. Anyone at all?
No, Father.
Mikhail, not Tina, no one.
When he says Tina, well, he will literally blush beyond comprehension and kind of stumble a little bit, backing up just a little bit, but he straightens himself up.
I kind of like, with a little bit of room I have left for him holding my face, and like shake my head no, like, gently.
Good. He'll release you. He's pacing back and forth very nervously. He'll like slowly turn to you as you say that. His eyes look like paranoia. You can sense the paranoia in them.
When I was in my room preparing to out for the day to church with Zacchaeus, my room was approached by Fiesu. She had heard about what I spoke to you of our plans. She didn't say how, but she knew more than she should have. If anyone would know, I would say it'd be her. Although I don't know why.
I say that, but something kind of clicks in my mind. But you might notice that it kind of clicks, but I'll say nothing about it.
She would do something like that.
Well, Levy, what are you hiding? You know more than you're letting on, don't you?
Kind of look at my mother. I'll go there to him and kind of like nudge him to get closer to like whisper something to him.
Alright, he leans down.
Your father, it's when the way she denies you. Could it be because that she wants to see you dead?
Stands up. Conspiracies. Assassins.
My lord, if I may.
Speak.
As I told you before, the blade was coated in a poison that high-ranking members of either Fatash or Leviathan or Kraken or any of the water-based deities could have access to. It is only assumption, but someone with high ties in one of those temples could very well have had a priest cast such a ritual upon the blade.
Levy's mother will step forward and say, yes, we both, myself and my king, she'll rub his shoulder a little bit, and even our beautiful daughter, she'll pull Levy close and like hug her a little bit. We have given praise and thanks to Lady Fatash, but we have blasphemed against her and Levy's creation by turning to the magics of the trolls.
I look up out. Mother.
Would Fatash still accept me?
She'll lean down and just hug you. Shh, darling.
I look concerned at this point.
This is not Fatash's work. She has not sent down a spirit to strike you. These are interlopers, those who claim to know her will, perhaps not even Vadash, perhaps just jealous siblings of yours who seek your father's throne, like that pompous Michael. Your father told me of his outburst and the dinner the other day, the breakfast the other day. It could be any number of interlopers.
I look back at Wahid.
He
I
is.
hope this isn't all too much for you.
No, of course not, Princess.
Wade, I will have you be manning my daughter's guard duty indefinitely.
My lord,
You shall share a room with her. You shall never leave her side. When she goes to bathe, you shall be there. When she goes to sleep, you shall be there.
He's blushing. He's blushing deeply.
I
Dude.
mean, he's like deadpan serious though. Like he's like not nothing. He's just like completely serious. Like you tell he means every word he's saying. No matter what she does, when she goes to her lavatory, you shall be there. When she throws the pot away, and you shall be there when she dresses in the morning. And you shall be there when she eats in the night, and you shall be there when she washes her hands at the basin. Never shall she leave your sight. Do I make myself clear, Wahi?
Yes, my lord, as you command. But what of my uncle and his charge? What of the other guards? They will find this highly unusual and suspicious.
Your uncle will be reassigned. He shall be my personal guard.
As you say. My
Swear
lord,
it to me now, Wahid. Swear me your vow in the name of your God.
He looks around. While he just looks around, he might sweat a little bit.
Yes, Wahid knows that this is the Knights of Zacchaeus are known for swearing their own vows, and should he wish have ulterior motives here, then now would be the time to include them in his vow and making them sound like he's giving the king what he wants. Well, ulterior motives, I don't necessarily mean to claim, well, he is a fiend in disguise or whatnot, but if he just thinks the king doesn't know what he's talking about, or something like that even, he could try to worm that in there, as long as he's subtle about it.
I swear on Zacchaeus and my honor that I will keep the princess safe at all times.
Good. Then it is sealed. May Zacchaeus himself strike you down should you regain on this deal and this oath.
I was kind of looking, I'm still just kind of staring at Wahid, paying attention to his reaction to all this.
He looks he's trying to be as stoic as he possibly can, but he looks like as fucking surprised and wouldn't say scared, but worried and shocked and all these emotions, but he's trying to hide them, but it's not hiding too well. He is concerned, and this is, I mean, it'd be easier if his dad just came out and said that he's Armon or something. You know, that'd be more. He would take that like easier than this. This is he has to let this settle in. But
And then the king will grab Levi's mom, his wife, by the waist, Levi's mother, and pull her in closely and kiss her deeply.
well, he will look away, blushing. He won't gaze upon such things.
Go, my love, return to your duties. Nothing is amiss. After all, nothing is wrong. Wahid, take Levi about town. Go visit the temple of Helghan. Send my apologies. Tell them I have business to attend to. He walks over there, like opens a small chest at his bedside, rummages around a little bit, pulls out a small bag, throws it at Levi. Give them this. In addition to the ties to the temple, tell them I will be there another time. Show yourself on the streets, make yourself known, walk proudly and with purpose, and act as nothing is amiss.
I clenched the bag tightly and
Father, I've been meaning to tell you something.
Oh, what is what he'd like with this?
Well, he's fine. He's stoic. Yep, he's fine.
Like I clenched the bag he gave me kind of in fear.
What, Levy? Speak quickly.
I I've made a deal with the about seeing the pirates dealt with, the swayed away.
Good. You're doing well. What do we owe them?
I like visibly kind of scared, but
I promised them something. I felt it's a lot, but I felt it would be in vision of what you wanted, Father.
Well,
I told them that if all goes well and they are moved away from us and to our rival, as you said, that you would allow them building space in the noble quarter. The
of course, trivial. I will be rid of whomever I need to be rid of to make way for them. This problem is more important than the petty feelings of these nobles.
and also that the idea was their idea. It shall be of the swaying away. It'll be given glory to them. I felt it was appropriate.
Yes, you must play to their pride. Phrygians are prideful creatures. They see themselves as haughty and full of light and justice and whatnot. You must play to that. Levy, you must understand them, and you must understand how they work and give them what they want.
I smile like I was still like I was almost trembling, like I was smiling.
I learned this all from you, Father.
He
You're
smiles at you.
the best teacher.
He goes over there and will hug Levy and pick her up and spin her around a bit.
I was like kind of like my fear kind of slides away, and I'm just kind of just happy now.
Go now,
Of course.
my glorious daughter. You are my true progeny. Yes, you are. You are my child of passion and love, and you are my greatest accomplishment. Continue to make me proud. He smiles at you with a great smile.
Always, Father, always.
And I kind of bow to him like 3 times, and I look at my mother and bow to her once, and then
She'll kiss you on the head and hug you as well.
hug her and kind of get out, to go on as my father has bidden me to do. I'll try to, walk briskly out this moment.
What will he do? Is he going to follow right behind?
Yeah, he bows to the king and his lover, and he follows the princess.
All right, after they're out, do you exchange any words?
I like a spring in my step. I'm happy with this.
We should meet up with Ludi, princess.
Of course. I've forgotten to eat. We need to eat first. I was so frightened that where do we go to eat? I don't even know.
Wherever you would like, princess.
The hall, I suppose. Yeah, we'll go there. Like normal.
As you wish.
I'll go and try to get me some late breakfast, as it were.
All right, the servants do not dare question the princess. She is fed her breakfast along with Wahid, even if it is late breakfast. And you do still have time if you hurry to make it to the Temple of Helghan.
Yes, I'll be going out to the courtyard now to meet up with Ludi and try to arrange our way to get there. On our way. A jolly way.
All right, as you'll go outside, you'll see Ludi waiting for you in the courtyard, nibbling on a loaf of bread.
Ludi, we're ready.
Yes. Yes, lady. She'll like set it down and wrap it back up in this little rag she had it in, and like place it in a little basket she has at her side, and pick the little basket up and start walking alongside you. Where are we headed?
Is that all you're eating?
I'd had a bit of fresh goat cheese with it as well. She smiles, like kind of like almost like very like well pleased with herself. Basically, yeah, like I had some goat cheese and bread. I'm doing good. Kind of face, basically.
A smile, like a little, like a small smile. Sometimes it's kind of like some kind of sadness behind it a little bit. I'm smiling the best. I'm kind of seeing the empathy of just seeing that she's pleased with herself. That makes me happy, but the fact that all that she's missing out on, how she can't have more, it kind of makes me sad as well. But I try to be happy for what I can be in it. And
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll see to maybe giving you a special treat sometime of something more.
Oh no, you needn't do anything like that, my princess. I am but your humble servant. She'll kind of like glance at Wahid a little bit and then just keep walking though.
Well, he blushes as she glances at him.
I'm just smiling. And
I'm glad to have two so
I can say a little bit louder.
humble of servants, and you have that in common.
I glance at him a little bit. And
You're both very wonderful at what you do.
My most gracious thanks, Princess Leffy.
I live to serve, princess.
smile a little bit, just kind of looking between the two. I'm shipping it in my head, and then I keep going to the onward to the temple.
All right, now prepare to be bombarded with a variety of pictures. As the temple is packed.
Oh my.
All right, and with that, as you arrive in said temple, you are able to see the variety of faces I've bombarded you with. And as such, you may do what you will with your interactions. Do you keep to yourself? Do you wish to engage anyone in conversation, or so on and so forth?
Who is the head here of the? I suppose that's who I have to speak with first.
That would be High Guard Bram.
I will.
He is with his wife at the moment.
I will try to approach him as I am to give these coins to him from my father. So I'll approach him first. And
Right.
I'll go with him. I'll curtsy to him and you'll be respectful.
Good to see you again, Princess Levy. It has been... You had missed the last service. I was a bit worried.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I was on business. Some things my father told me to do. Here,
I give him the sack of coins.
my father asked me to give this to you as he had to keep me longer for stay as well. He's been very busy lately, and
Please, let your father know. Send him my thanks for this generous donations. He'll smile at you and nod.
Small about.
I hope that the day fares you and your love well.
She'll do a polite curtsy to you, and it's like, It is always a glorious day when it is a day that we are allowed to visit with our temple here.
If I'm not mistaken, hasn't she been kind to me in the past?
Yes.
Alright, I'm trying to get an idea of who here I may be on better terms with.
She'll open up a small pouch and procure a cookie and hand it to Levy. It's like, would you like a cookie, princess? Freshly baked this morning.
Of course, I'd never
Gently take it.
turned something down like this from you.
She smiles politely and warmly at you.
I can nib on a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's fairly tasty.
I particularly try to like break a piece off and then try to nib one. I'm gonna have like I get like 25% of it.
Mm-hmm.
Nib on it. But
It's a tasty little cookie.
I missed the service for today.
No, you made it. They're getting ready to start now. Just people are kind of talking a little bit beforehand.
I will give them a courtesy again as well, and I'll be respectful and try to go have a seat prepare for the sermon now.
Where do you sit?
Well, I want to watch Mikhail. What's he all about? Like, how's he looking right now? What's he doing?
He sits front and center, as close as he can get. And he has a very serious face on.
I will go and try to sit next to him.
Alright, so that means Ludi and Wahid are sitting next to him. And
I'm going where the princess goes.
so, what side do you sit on? Do you sit at Mikhail's side or the princess's side, Wahid?
Princess.
Alright. That is going, the way the arrangements are going to work is going to force Ludi to sit on his side, like his offhand side.
Kind of like stuck on like closing him in.
Yeah. Hello, sister. You weren't here yesterday.
I'm sorry. Father asked me to do some things, and I had to get to it.
It is well to obey your father. It is the way of Helghan. So he says, just kind of staring forward.
And brother, I wanted to say that I wanted to apologize for the things that happened.
What things?
I just want you to know that you are loved and fought by Father and by your family. Even if at times I know you two may not get along.
He'll glance down at you instead of staring off blankly. You, girl, you are a fervent Pelganite, are you not?
I try my best for Helghan.
You give over your heart and soul to him, and you follow his dogma, don't you?
Let me check and see what my growl is real quick to see if I'm about to fit in the lie of this mofo. Oof. I'll just kind of try to keep it subtle and kind of nod.
Good. Back and forward. Sir Highguard, I believe he has prepared something special to share with the congregation, the flock, as it were, today.
Oh, is that so? I'm excited.
Yes, normally he saves it for Helghan's Day, when most of the followers, the less faithful and less scrupulous, are here, but us, with the true faithful, are here every day to hear every word he has to share with us. Isn't that right, Levy?
Now, when he's staring up, was he staring at him, or is he staring up at it blankly?
He's kind of like a blank stare.
Yes, every day is a special day. There is a morning to have.
He
Even
will
even the
put
darker
his hand on your hand and squeeze tightly to the point where it hurts a little bit.
I kind of see that kind of cringe a little. I'll say nothing, but I know, but he might notice it. So I cringe up in the pain, but
He's still not looking at you though.
I don't say anything.
Name. Helghan's act of reverence for me, sister. I was curious. Do you remember them? What are these sins against the Father?
I can theology roll.
Yes.
Oof. I'll be honest, I do not know them in real life. So
I mean, if
I
you
will,
win your roll, I will send them to you.
yeah, I will. All right, let's see about this. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. My theology. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so plus 6. So that is 16.
All right, there. I have sent them to you. You can recite them as you wish, however you wish to recite them.
Is he continue to keep this?
He's still got the pressure on you.
Kind of cringing a little bit.
In order, as Falcon, Great Falcon does not, he, we are not to be lazy under any condition ever.
He
We are
closes his eyes, like listening deeply to you and just nodding along.
to keep going, and if laziness is to come upon us, and then we won't be able to produce the things that we're supposed to continue on this crusade, as it were, to further his name and our people.
He begins to loosen his grip on you, like almost calmed down by your recital.
We are not to treat members of other species as if they're equals, for Pagan did not make them, and we are better because of our Lord.
Yes. And that's why Father would never debase himself with them as his mistresses, right? Not like the rumors would state. Keep going.
We are not to eat the flesh of another, for that is a dark temptation and evil, and Helghan's not of the darkness, but of the light. We are to never partake of the flesh of another human.
Yes, and then his grip kind of strengthens again. He's like, next. What is next? So he kind of shakes your hand a little bit.
We are never to bed members of other species, for that is debasing ourselves, and
the proud king would never debase himself in such a way, would he? He most assuredly wouldn't. The rumors must be false, as he kind of like opens it. He was closing his eyes, like almost like pleased to hear you reciting, but then it's like he gets like a serious look in his eyes
we always
again.
think adaptively and failing.
I kind of like raise my voice a little bit. I kind of meaning to.
And we're to fail in this, then
Adaptability. Yes, that means change. Changing things to make things work better in our favors. Yes. Next.
If we were never to give up the idea and the pursuit of working towards building cities for our people to be in, as our population grows, we need to place a stronghold for each group.
Yes, something to call our own, something to claim as our land. All land belongs to us by right. It belongs to humanity. It is our right to take it. He says, like his voice grows more grim and serious as you go on down the list.
He's holding my hand. I'm kind of like, when I hear it, almost like kind of instinctively with the next part I'm about to say, I kind of like, almost like kind of like lean away from him a bit. But
failing to attempt to sire for children is something that displeases Helghan. For if we don't, then we can't continue to grow as a species.
Yes, you shall take many wives, for superior numbers win wars. And with those wars, we shall fulfill Pelghan's glory.
I look out up when I'm about to say the next one.
I mean, how does Wahid feel? He hears all this going on. Is this obviously extremely awkward situation, and
He doesn't say nothing. He just stays there stoically. But he's got somebody on a suspect list. High on a suspect list.
Showing disrespect to your father or his father.
I look straight at him when I say this. So.
he looks at you. Yes, you shall not disrespect your father or your father's father. You shall always obey your father and his father's father. Such is Pelghan's law. You shall only take the life of your brother under the greatest circumstances. That's next. Never kill any of those of your species for any but the gravest of reasons. And these tenets. My sister hugs you gently this time. I start squeezing you so tightly, like almost like a loving caress. This is why I love humanity. This is why I love Pelghan. This is why we rule. He kisses you on the head gently and just hugs you, like in a loving, brotherly way. Something you're not very used to from him.
I'm kind of getting like, I got suspicions as well, I'm kind of like gently hugging him back. I'm kind of looking up at him, like, almost like in my mind, like, what have you done, kind of thing.
Do not worry, Levi. I am your brother, both in Pelghan and in flesh and blood, and I shall protect you, as is my right and duty and custom. You need never worry.
I nod gently.
And then like he'll reach across you and tap Wahid on the shoulder, and plus you have a stoic man of clay here, molded from clay, tempered with ice and the spirits, with humanity at your back. You shall be fine. You shall never worry. A more stoic guardian you could not hope for. He is the resolve and soul of a man inside the body of an ogre, and a little bit better than an ogre. Yes, you need no harem guards. You need no ogre to debase yourself by parading him around, for you have a human at your side, as is the right of royalty to have. A child of Pelghan as your guard. He'll seem like kind of proud of Wahid. Like he'll seem like proud that Wahid is a human. Basically, he's just proud that you have a human guard.
I just kind of nod the things he says. Like, I'm not saying anything anymore. I'm just kind of nodding.
Ooh. High grade. He's taking the stage. Did you see like this man of Pelghan, as it were, this priest of Pelghan, just takes the stage. In particular, his rank is a thaumaturge of Pelghan, which is a very high-ranking priest in the hierarchy. He takes a stand, and he'll go through the prayers to Pelghan. He'll lead the followers in prayers. Do either of you engage in prayers to Pelghan?
I do not.
Levi, do you?
I do.
Does Wahid attempt to hide the fact he is not engaging in prayers to Pelghan?
No. He stoically watches over Levi while everybody's praying. This is the perfect time for somebody to attack the princess when everybody's out of
Is
the
Ludi?
Yes, Ludi. Ludi joins in the prayers as well.
Well, he does not.
Well, he is the
Join in the
only
prayer.
person, as he would know, he's the only person who has not bowed their head and actually downright kneeled, because you bow your head and kneel when praying to Pelgan. So everyone got out of their seats and kneeled down and kneeled before Pelgan.
I am still sitting, and I am looking around, making sure that no one is, trying to kill the princess.
And this thaumaturge he's also kneeling, but he's like on this little stage, like above everyone, and he like kneeled down with his fist against his forehead, elbow pressed against his bent knee, obviously in Pelganese, leading them in a prayer of protection, a prayer of expansion, a prayer of fertility, and a prayer of masculinity, as it were, asking for Pelgan's blessing in all the aspects of life of Pelgan, as is the wont and custom of the Pelganites to do. And as he rises, as the prayer finishes, everyone else waits for him to stand up. And he's like, "All rise and take your seats."
I take my seat again. I'm just kind of listening to everything they do. I'm kind of just following in with them and trying to fit in, basically.
And he'll go through just reciting the exact same acts of irreverence. Levy just excited, and he'll recite the dogma of Pelgan and recite all of these things, just the standard form, just reiterating it, drilling it into the people's heads that are here. The temple is relatively empty right now. It's not like packed, but it does have a good few people, because this is not Pelgan's holy day, and this is just a gathering of his most devout followers to just talk about Pelgan, and just praise him, even though it's not his holy day. So very few people make the time, but other than the clergy, to come here and do this. And so the people who are here that are not clergy, I consider to be some of the most devout lay members of the faith, or just the most devout followers in general. And then, after the standard talking of the Father's Word, the Holy Text of Pelgan, Helghan will go and he will take a bucket. And he will toss the bucket and just pour it all over the ground in front of his little podium type thing he has, his altar to Pelgan, if you will. And out of the bucket pours hundreds of ants as they scatter across the ground, very close to you guys, because you guys are in the front row. And it's like, "Now, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of Pelgan, all of you in here are aware of Pelgan's grace." And you see the ants begin dispersing.
I'm watching where they're going.
They all like form lines, like orderly lines, like little soldiers. And they start marching off. "Humanity are the ants of this world. We are in the way the ants deal with the other insects. We overwhelm them with numbers, with determination, with ingenuity." And then the ants will actually start crawling up each of your legs.
I'll try I feel like I kind of lift my foot up a little, like I kind of like.
All right. Well, what is Wahid gonna do when he sees the ants coming for his leg?
He just stays there. He just sits there still.
I kind of go to, but like I know, like, I mean, disrespect them, so I kind of I guess I put it back down and kind of let them crawl on me.
All right. They go like up inside of your armor and clothing. Or they'll crawl up, and then next thing you know, you'll feel the ants crawling on your neck and crawling on your face and your hands and stuff. And do the same thing with Mikkel, and he just sits there stoically as it happens. And more than any, the ants can tell their own apart from another. They can smell it. They have been blessed with Pelgan. have a scent. They have a sense, a mystical sense. They can tell what they want them to do, while without even having to express it in words, they can tell who is part of their faith. They can tell who is part of their clan, their colony. And they can tell who isn't. As Wahid and Levy, you'll feel all of the ants all inside you. They'll all start biting you. There's literally like about 100 ants apiece, all inside your clothes, all over you. They will just start biting the crap out of you.
Oh dang. I'll try to Oof. What can I guess I can try to make a roll conditioning roll to maybe.
Yeah, if you want to just stay stoic through it, you can try to make a conditioning roll as about 100 or so ants ravage your body. You can attempt to remain quiet.
I mean, it's gonna be very easy, but it's kind of the moment where you just like start fleeing and be like, "Help me!" Jump into a big thing of water or something, you know?
So they're only attacking me and Levy.
That you notice, like you can't see behind you. You guys are in the front row, so you don't know what's going on behind you. They're not attacking Mikkel, him, or Ludi though.
Oof.
Because we're fucking heathens, dude. We don't worship the main man. We don't worship fucking Macho Man Randy Pelgan or nothing, dude.
So, what will the two of you do? Are you going to try to take it? Are you going to run out screaming Leviathan save me? Or are you just going to start?
I will never ever run out screaming Leviathan save me. I'm gonna take it. So is this conditioning roll?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna like full on take. I'm gonna try to like. I'm gonna try to like condition myself long enough for me to say, all right, I gotta go outside real quick, and then run after I get out there. And I'm trying to like show that I'm not getting.
All right, go ahead.
At this moment, I'm not gonna be very easy. So I mean, it's probably gonna fail, but let's see what I got going on. That's 2. Oh, oof.
Ooh, suppression. All right. Wahid is able to minimize his actions down to a grunt and moving around in the seat a little bit. You let ants in your pants, Mosey. It is very, very painful and very uncomfortable, but he manages to not start slapping all the ants off of him and running away screaming, but he just like, oh crap, this hurts. And Levy can't help but to yelp a bit and kind of like shivering and like like that, you know. But no, she's not like running out screaming Leviathan save me or nothing though. But
I try to get up like
I'll return.
if I can just kind of like go and if I can still make sure to keep the cookie on me, I haven't given away yet, and then I'll leave.
I follow the princess, but she leaves then.
All right.
Immediately I got there.
As you're running out, like, you cannot run from your sins, princess. Pelgan knows them.
I got.
It's just a cookie.
And then I ran.
Repent in his name that ye may be spared his wrath.
Okay, I'll run immediately and see if I see any water.
Not immediately outside. This is like near the center of town, so you're kind of far away from the docks. You know where the water is, though.
Is there any water that may be like for doppelgangs or anything around?
Yeah, there's like a little trough.
I just go over to the princess and grab her cookie and take my glove off and put my hand on her, and maybe the ants will freaking come onto me.
Now the ants do start moseying off towards the cookie a little bit, but not all of them, because they are all over her body from head to toe.
Well, I'll make sure that everybody on her body knows the cookie's here. Kind of like wafted around them. I don't know.
I'll let him do that. We really can. I'm kind of like trying to knock them off a little bit, and I'll try to knock them off immediately because I don't want to make them more angry. So I'll just let them bite me a little bit until I get off, and then I'll just like I will jump in the trough if I have to. Like I will get them away from like wash them away. I gotta do what I can.
I don't let the princess jump in the water and debase herself. I will go over there myself, and I will get like a bucket, or if I have to, I'll cut my hands and get the try to get the rest of the ants off of her.
You proceed to be rid of the ants from her body.
I'm kind of tearing up a little bit out there. I'm getting bit with some left.
I think I need to see a healer.
Wahid is kind of vision starting to get a little blurry. Make me a constitution roll. I mean, a conditioning roll.
The 16.
All right, he's able to keep it straight, but he's almost seeing doubles of Levy. Like, it's kind of getting to him. The pain is kind of making him almost delirious right now. It's like constant stinging all over his body. Even more so because someone will start crawling onto him instead of Levy now.
I just close my eyes and begin praying to Zacchaeus to make this charge you're a warrior of the humble dragon. Give him the stalwart strength he needs to overcome this trials and tribulation. And I will make sure that the princess is taken care of, and we will get her to a healer before I attempt to rid any of these ants from my body.
All right, make me a meditation roll.
That's a 10.
All right, and what's your piety?
My piety is 4.
All right, you all of a sudden, like, are you touching Levy or anywhere near Levy at all right now? Like, how close are you to Levy?
I mean, I'm not on top of her, but I'm close. I just got done putting my hand on her so that the ants would go on to me. So I'm pretty close to her.
Like, as you're escorting her to the healer, where are you in relation to her?
I'm right behind her.
Levy, you feel a chill run down your spine. It's like somebody like just breathed like really cold air like right on your back out of nowhere. It's not like somebody like dropped an ice cube down your shirt or whatever, but it's like, you know, just cold, like a cold breeze just hit you out of nowhere. A little chill. And then
I kind of go on his back and
you feel colder than normal. Like a coldness washes over you and your skin tingles with a sensation of cold. And then just like a ripple effect.
I just smile, and then I just
ants scurry from you.
Thank you, O humble one. Thank you for blessing your humble warrior. I say it in Niffin under my breath.
I'm glancing back at he as this happens and see. I'm trying to know the cold come from him, but I don't know exactly what causes it. You know.
And you see the ants just leave like a mass exodus, just jumping off the fucking body.
Like 200 ants or so just exodus from his body and begin going back to the Temple of Helghan.
I kind of slightly smile at this. You know, still kind of in pain from all the ant bites that are still fresh. But
I hurry and usher the princess. We need to get to a healer as fast as possible.
All right, and then where do you go when you're taking her to a healer in particular?
I would take her to the royal healer, but that's probably not close.
You know, that's all the way back at the castle, which is a decent walk.
The closest healer, I guess, nearby. Try to get a salve or something. I'm not sure. I'm not
all right.
privy to such stuff. I'm not a healer myself, so I don't know.
There is an option of returning to the Temple of Helghan, where they do have access to light magics, and begging for repentance and asking for help there.
No.
Princess, who do you owe your soul to? We must know. Mayhap they can help.
I stop and we had to leave Ludi behind though. So
yep. You don't know what's happening to her right now, but
I would like to get back to Ludi, but it's as my mother said. Or implied.
Now, how close is the Temple of Tosh then?
it is literally in the water. It is underwater, outside in the Siren Grotto, outside the city. Like just like you have to like take a boat out there to it.
Fuck me side sail and tell me it's in a thing. That's not gonna work out too well. Okay, then I try to find some water that's not a goddamn upling trough.
You do see a guy, a woman walking, carrying a couple of buckets of water from the well. If you want to accost this lady.
I'm gonna go up there. Excuse me, madam. I have need of your water.
It's like, oh, I find your own. The well's right down that way. I gotta get this home. I got some youngins waiting back there for me, and they need the water for the washing the dishes.
This was not a. I am com-
Wait,
You need it, princess.
why? Why do I need it from her?
Very, very well. Go on your way then.
And she just keeps moseying.
Princess, we need to get you to a healer. If we cannot go to the Temple of Atash, then maybe water can soothe you. I do not know.
You can go to. You could attempt to find a barber.
I guess we'll look for a barber then.
You with a bit of looking, you're able to find one in the noble district near the Temple of Helghan, where it's like a high-class barber surgeon who takes care, like helps deliver children and tends to the wounds of the soldiers and such like that.
As we're heading there,
And I just want to say thank you for caring about me enough to try something like that. But please, it's not worth it. But don't do things like that anymore.
Your safety is worth everything. It'll the utmost important, princess. I will do all in my power to keep you safe. And you are in pain. And if those bites are not treated, they can become infected and you can fall ill. I will not have you come to harm, no matter the means.
I'm sure Father will want to hear about this too. Nothing you can really do, but
We will deal with that after we see you taken care of, princess. I will hear no more argument from a princess in this matter of your safety. I have superiority.
well, fine. But I would like to get some ointment, and this is a nice place to go to. Thank you for finding it.
I just nod, and I need to usher her in there quickly, and I go up there to the freaking.
All right, as you enter in, you are shocked and surprised by what you see, which is not a human, which is the most common folk in this area of the city. It's a very human-centric district. The Temple of Helghan is very nearby, after all. But this is a male kitsune. He is chilling, just hanging out behind the counter, if you will. And he has two tails.
You there?
Which is essentially a humanoid person with covered in a light layer of fur with fox features. Yes, I'm the barber here. You have need of
Yes,
my ointments?
Urgent care now.
Surgery? As he hops over the counter.
No, the princess is in pain. She needs ointment and care for her wounds.
He picks her up, brazenly.
I was
I
proud
don't
of this.
know if what
Watch
he
your hands.
Hush now. I have work to do. He sits her on the counter. What hurts you?
I can't bust them.
Well, it's sort of all over my body that bites ants.
Take the dress off.
I look, wait.
I can just do that right here.
Shut the door, man. Give the woman some privacy.
I shut the door
But
and close the curtains.
you're male yourself.
I'm a barber. I must tend to you. He pulls out like a jar of ointment and starts taking some out and smathering it on your face.
I stop him like I can deal with this. Just tell me what to do.
He kind of clenches his temple a bit. Fine, you take the ointment and you apply it. And what bit you?
Ants.
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 A
What
lot
kind
of
of
them.
ants?
I'm not sure. They're just ants. They're big.
Neither of you have outdoorsmen, do you?
No.
They're
No.
big and they hurt and have little teeth. I don't know.
This is a catch-all ointment. It'll do a decent job.
The same ants that the Temple of Helghan uses in their rituals.
Ah, clay ants, eh? All right, here, hold on. Just apply this to her for now, and then get like a big old jar of like, basically it looks like cream almost, like it's just the generic white cream that you see. You know, it's pretty standard looking stuff. Then he goes up to another jar.
Can I just apply this to myself? Is that possible?
Yeah, go, yeah, fine, just do what you need. And then he looks up there, starts looking through all the jars.
I take this out.
Make sure to rub it in very thoroughly, Princess.
The kind of like nod, blushing a little bit. I kind of wondering if that's supposed to mean something. I kind of looking up at you a little bit, like what?
You there, Barbara? Is there a place where she can do this privately?
The back room.
There's some humility.
Take it to the back
Princess.
room if you need, the storage room back there. Don't touch anything. Some of that thing could kill you.
I take the princess back there. Come, Princess.
You see an assortment of jars. Most of them are like creams and ointments, some herbs, and you even see some preserved organs.
I will. I will remain in here with you. I will.
And then he comes back there with you guys. Here you are. I found the clay ant ointment.
Thank you. You give us some privacy.
Be careful. The clay ants are mildly poisonous. The poison's probably going to have side effects. After you get done applying the ointment, it'll ease the poison out and it'll coax the poisons on out of it. Then I'll come back around and apply the antivenom to you.
Very, very good. Here, Princess. Apply this ointment after the other.
Just turn around, please.
I turn around and flush it deeply.
You're gonna have to use this on yourself afterwards. Okay? Do you hear me?
Princess, do not worry about me. Zacchaeus is taking care of me. Just quickly apply the ointment.
I kind of like get away from him as far as I can and take my dress off. But I'm kind of like I'm frightened. I'm very shy and kind of.
Well, I'm over there. You can't see his face, but he's damn near about to pass out from just anxiety and sheer embarrassment. His face is as red as it can get, or whatever shade of fucking color it turns from the Ginglery or whatever. And he is just praying to Zacchaeus and doing all the dogma and the active references. And he's also just saying, like, he really wishes he could really use a drink. Zacchaeus, he's just like, please, I just really could use a drink. And we just kind of just meditating over there. He's just like, okay, calm down.
I apply that to myself and.
Then the barber returns. While Levy's in the middle, but
I turn his head. I fart your eyes, man. Give me the venom.
I guess.
Here you are, you daft lad. She just needs to drink it, but I have to apply the right amount.
How much? Give her the right dose. Do not lay eyes on her. I will take them from your head.
All right, you take one tiny sip. Just one little sip. I'm usually supposed to be there to administer it, but if she wants to be all private-like, then she can risk it if she wants.
You can administer it, but keep your gaze on the ground.
I need to be looking at her face to make sure she don't drink too much.
You're.
Could you just look at my face only?
He walks in there, closes his eyes with like a small vial in his hand, and like when he reaches nearby you, he's like,
I make that sound like I lead. I can take his hand immediately, so I can end up touching the shit, and then I can lead his hand. It's like my face.
And he gets on his knees, face to face with you, and just kind of looks up at you a little bit. He's like, "Hey, you happy now? Just take this." He like puts it up to your lips and just does like a quick dab into your mouth. Swallow, quick.
Swallow.
It tastes disgusting. It tastes like what you imagine urine would taste like.
I kind of cringe, but I just trust him and take it.
And he closes his eyes again, gets back up, goes back out.
Was that it?
Have you applied the clay ant ointment?
Not completely. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Finish up.
And now, well, wait.
Barbara, what does she do now?
She's all done.
But she's covered in ointment.
Well, she's gonna have to wait for it to dry.
Oh no.
Princess, it will ruin your dress, but if you wish to maintain your humility, I would
The clay
advise you.
ant ointment is brown, by the way, particularly.
I would advise you get dressed.
And her dress is white, so yes, it will ruin her dress and smear all over it. But
I'm fine with the dress being ruined, but I don't know if it'll take away from being rubbed off and mean it wouldn't heal me, or I'm so scared. Can I just sit here for a few days or something?
We can wait a while longer for the ointment to dry. I just stand there, my back to her.
Alright, well, can you please, I'll be safe in here. Go out. Can you do that to get treated?
Which one of you am I gonna talk to about pay?
Could you please?
Hand you my
I reach back.
hand you my compass.
I take it. I cannot leave you unattended, princess. I go to the doorway and open it.
Oh wait, hold on. I just realized. I don't think I have one. Unless I was given another one, like from my daily allowance or whatever. Then
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, never mind.
yeah. Okay. 'Cause I gave my last daily allowance to Volt. So
Yeah.
okay.
I don't leave the room. I open the door and stand in the doorway, and how much for the treatment?
How much ointment did she use?
Most of my body. Most of
Yeah,
it.
you used basically the whole jar I gave you.
I used all of it.
Both jars are empty.
Let me get my abacus. Yes. You be paying in copper, gold, or pearl?
I guess we only have pearls, right?
Yeah.
Pearl.
3 pearl strings.
All right, I give him 3 pearls.
Levy only has 1 pearl string.
Oh,
which
a
is
whole
10.
string.
Yep.
Write a bill of ledger to the royal house. They will pay.
Oh, as you say.
This is confidential. This does not leave this room, and you will tell no one other than the bill that is written.
I'd be out of business if I spilt client secrets like that.
Good man.
And you two, you need to get taken care of.
Do not worry about me, princess.
But it's poison. And you had so many.
Zacchaeus has cleansed my body. Do not worry.
But of poisons too?
How's Wahid feeling?
He's still feeling woozy. It's just not getting worse.
You there? How much for the antivenom?
A dose your size. 2 pearl coins.
All right, I gave him 2 pearl coins.
If you can't afford such, and he gives you the dose for the antivenom.
All right. There, princess. I have been administered the antivenom.
Good. But wait, what about the infection? You said it can get infected? I know a little bit about Barbary. With all how much are on you.
I will be fine, princess.
Just don't go rolling around and up the lang dung. Ooh, stay clear of pigs too. As at the Haka, we'll have a field day with all those bites.
That means you couldn't go out to the town reliably. Well, you need to get taken care of. The king, my father, he'll pay for it. I know he would.
It is fine, princess. I've already taken the antivenom, and a few bites from ants will not melt this ice, this mountain of ice of
He's
Zacchaeus.
infected or diseased. You'd put me in danger.
Is that your order, princess?
Levy's
Yes,
skin also starts to feel better.
yes, it is. Get yourself treated.
Very well. Give me the clay ointment. Enough for my body.
Oh, that's going to be the last of it, I think. He just brings over a whole pot and gives it to you.
He blushes. He cannot leave the princess alone. We just gotta get butt ass naked in here.
Yeah, I turn my back this time.
He just mutters and niffing. He's just like, "You are a humble knight of Zacchaeus. There's nothing to be embarrassed about." And he just starts taking it. He takes his sword sheath off. He starts taking his chainmail off. He starts undoing his
I
boots.
hear these clangs and noises behind me. I'm rushing, but I'm just turned in the corner. My eyes closed.
He just closes his eyes and begins applying the ointment on his body, just doing a saying a prayer to Zacchaeus. Just
You hear knocking on the door, and it's like, who's that? He walks off. As you're applying it, then the door swings open.
To back here?
Yep.
I freaking stand in the front doorway so they don't see the princess. Who the fuck is it?
Yeah, aren't you? You're applying. They didn't want to see. He said they're butt naked. I'm at just
As
about.
Ludi rushes in.
Jumping underground, my saw was in front of the doorway.
Yeah, and she blushes, seeing you in your whole imposing form. She covers her eyes and her
He
mouth with a
blushes.
gasp.
He falls back. He falls back. Tries not to freaking stumble and knock anything down, but he blushes like deeply and. Miss Ludi, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. And he tries to cover himself, and he slips on his feet. Everything he's covered in ointment. He kind of slips, and he knocks over some of those like.
Close the door, please.
He knocks over some of those freaking organs in a jar and busts them.
Right as you pull it down, and you pull the organs down on top of you, even, and the jars fall and bust on you, and you're just covered in organs now.
He says,
like, hey, what's going on back
If
there?
you touch something, it could kill you.
I run outside.
You run outside butt naked.
I should go behind.
You see the barber sitting there. Do you go into the street, or do you just go into the front room?
Up to the front room.
All right.
I should have closed the door. Just keep the door closed. Maybe, hopefully, Ludi doesn't get the wrong idea of what was going on in there. Hopefully,
he's blushing deeply. He's out of his faculties.
He's like, deliver. What are you doing with that on your horn?
He closes his eyes. He composes himself. Takes a deep breath.
You feel him touch your horn.
You just get back up.
Right.
You will also need to write a bill of payment to the royal house for the damages that I have accrued on your shelf.
Oh no! What did you knock over?
I tell him what shelf it was.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Very good. Those are just reagents and such. You're lucky there were some dangerous things in there. Your need for privacy.
I'm guessing my ointment's ruined.
Yes. You have organ juices all over you now.
Do you have a rag, barber?
Hand you a rag.
I just try to wipe all the juices off me by trying to keep some of the freaking ointment on.
If your ointment's like half applied. No,
is there any left in the pot?
Nope, you used it all on your whole body.
Oh, by Zacchaeus. The one thing I have on is my freaking my amulet, Zacchaeus. Could this day get any worse?
I was thinking the same thing.
I say to Niffin.
Actually, yes, he still responds that. He responds as it in Pilganese, like absentmindedly. Then as he says that, his eyes open wide. He's like, yes.
You speak Niffin.
I could say the same about you.
I am a knight of Zacchaeus. We all know the tongue. What of you?
Zacchaeus. Yes, I should have recognized by that brooch.
How do you know the tongue?
Well, I hail from Niflund. Each to their own. I mind my business and tend to you, and you mind yours.
You have no fear from me, Barber. You are only one of two in this city that I know of, besides myself, that speaks the tongue. Well, three.
It's not breaking any laws.
No. It is curious, though.
He kind of like swallows hard.
Is there something you should be worried about, Barber?
Just something old and something, an old life of mine.
Are you a wanted brigand? Are you a masochistic sadist who kills women and children, seeking refuge from the frozen land?
No, Niflheim was my home, you see, and, well, I was,
Exiled?
You are a Knight of Zacchaeus, correct? Nothing to do with Loptif?
I narrow my eyes. My soul belongs to Zacchaeus and Zacchaeus alone.
Yes, of course, a follower of Loptif wouldn't say the truth straight anyways. Finish your rag and clean yourself.
I'm still looking at him, and kind of like, I don't bite myself off. Why did you leave your homeland?
Hunted.
Did you anger the Church of Loptif in some way?
I did, yes.
So you're on the run, then?
Let's just say I'm not popular for giving the praises to a dead god. My family's line has always held Nif close to their heart.
Loptif is that of darkness. You did right by not worshipping her.
She drank my god's soul. Of course, I wouldn't worship her, no matter how much she demands it.
Oh. You. Interesting. You're very interesting, Barber.
I should be. I'm about 800 cycles old now.
Does he look that old?
I mean, he looks like an older man, but he doesn't look like completely covered in wrinkles or anything. He's looking good for his age. You don't know a lot about Kitsune, per se, but...
I know not much about your race, but you do not look that old.
We tend to be a little over 1,000 before we get over the hill, as it were, and begin to slowly decay in intraponic energies and such.
Can I make a theology roll? I mean, I know who he's talking about, the god he worships, but I don't believe he might not.
You can make a theology roll.
Oh, that explodes.
Alright. You do know that the creator, the creator is dead of his species is dead, and Loptif did kill him. But also Loptif killed the goddess of hope as well, and she drank Nif's soul as well. So there's three candidates there.
So who is it that you worship? Darquelix? Nif?
Nif. As I said, my family has always kept him close to their hearts. I carried on to the tradition. I had to leave Niflheim, though.
Do I know if the Church of Loptif is it's very prevalent in Niflheim?
Yes, she does have a moderate presence there, including, but recruiting most of the surviving frost giants to her cause.
So,
And she's a rival of Zacchaeus.
So you used to worship Nif, but you no longer do.
I still hold him. I still hold hope for him. Niflund is proof his power hasn't waned.
And the followers of Loptith found out that you still worship Nif.
And demanded I convert or die.
I see. Well, you've earned my respect, Barber.
And
Loptith
then
is no friend of Zacchaeus.
she's no friend of anyone. Not after you get to know her, of course.
Let us hope one does not have the chance to get to know her.
And then Ludi will go over to Levy while they're talking. It's like, my princess. I'm assuming Levy's not bashful and scared about her being here since she helps
Well,
her
I
to
still
get
had
up
I saw the
every
door
day.
closed still, like after he left, so I'm kind of like, is he talking to the door?
Oh no, she came in here with you guys.
Oh, well, I mean, after he left, I thought I closed the door and I saw something.
Yeah, she's still in here with you unless you shoot her out.
No.
What has happened to you? What was that display at the temple?
I was just bitten by a bunch of ants.
I'm so sorry. It took me so long to follow up on you. You have my greatest apologies.
What about you? Are you all right? Did you get bit?
No, you two were the only ones. The High Guard said. He said that you were faithless. That you had turned your back on the father.
Well, I did have a cookie on me. I was actually saving to give to you. That might have been it. I'm sorry that I had to throw it away.
Viv did express great distress at seeing what had happened. And what about Wahid?
He was bitten as well. Maybe they weren't used to him being a you know what he is, half spirit or as it were. Well, I just don't want you to think that something inappropriate was happening here. We were just looking for privacy, and he wouldn't leave the room. I wouldn't offer you to do something
Kind of like low my voice.
to be with him if I was going to take him for myself or something. I wouldn't do that to you.
No. I never even thought. She has like little bushes on. Like I never even thought anything close to that.
All right. Well, I'm glad.
But my lady, this is grave. The High Guard, he called you. He called you, and she kind of panics a little bit, and like she called you and Wahid heretics, heathens.
Well, he praises Zacchaeus. You know, that's everyone knows that.
Yes, but even though he still is a child of Pelgan, and to show such blatant disrespect for Pelgan in his own house, as to not even pray to him, and you, Levy, he's telling everyone in the church that you care not for the father.
Look down a little.
This is going to sully your reputation with the Church of Pelgan, and it's going to look bad upon you and your father and your whole house.
I'll speak with Father about it, and we'll see about getting things straightened out. All right. Don't worry.
And your brother was furious.
I was just extremely distraught. That's a hang on. It's kind of just my just stare straight down at my feet and head hung low. I'm just
Maybe would you would you still serve me if I told you the truth?
I've sworn to serve you and your family, forever and always.
You're my only friend outside of my father and Mahid. But he's sworn to me in that way, and I know that carries more than what you've sworn. So I'm not sure if that would really count, but you're someone who I care about and who cares about me outside of my inner circle. And I feel like you should know.
What's happened?
sorry about that. I had to close the door. But
Please don't tell anyone, but it's true what they're saying. I don't worship Helghan.
kind of looking like kind of sorrowfully at her.
But no, you do. You've been there, you've prayed at his temple, you've given him tithes and offered and been to almost every service, and you attended more faithfully than some of the clergy sometimes.
Yes, but I've done it for... I've never really felt right doing it, and this just proves that I shouldn't have been. I was doing it out of a sense of duty, of to show face. I didn't have my heart in it. I went against my own values. I don't believe in doing such things, but I'd been doing it for so long, I didn't realize that it wasn't right.
Who then? Who had polluted your mind with lies? Was it that Resherer you spoke of?
No. No. I'm just telling you, I don't worship Helghan, and that's where I want to leave it at, Duty, alright?
Are you faithless? Have you turned your back on the gods?
I don't want to speak about it any further.
Levi, you know what happens to the faithless. To the pit with them they go.
I don't know where I'll go, Liddy.
You must go back to the temple and meet at once and repent. You must swear yourself Helghan.
After what happened, I suppose I can't blame Helghan for it. It was my fault for lying in this holy place. I don't know that Helghan would accept me. I have to go back to the castle. I have to let these wounds heal. We'll deal with it later. Alright?
Alright, if you insist, my lady.
I gotta be RB real quick, so I'll let you go play with Heed. I think someone might be at the door.
Alright, so Wahid, you have learned your companion's name, just kind of banter with him as Gambit.
Gambit.
Mm-hmm. They sure are taking the sweet time back there, aren't they?
It is a lady's wanton custom to take as much time as she needs.
So what brings a knight of Zacchaeus here?
I am the sworn protector of the princess.
You're a long way from Niflund, too.
I do not hail from Mifflin.
How did you find Zacchaeus?
I was born into the order.
Well, that's one way, I suppose. And your heritage? Kind of like looks you over.
If you must know, I am a Typhon. Well, he will smile, tiny little cracker smile.
Yes, you are the ugliest Typhon I've ever laid eyes upon. Not a single scale on you.
I am from the Drake line of humans. My grandfather is Drake himself, and my mother, well, you have eyes, you can tell.
Oh, so it was your mother then.
Yes, my mother.
How did your father and mother meet if you're not from Niflund?
It is a... They don't speak about it very often. Let us
Not on
just
good
say
terms with the family.
I am on perfect terms with my family. It is just not in their way to flaunt personal, intimate things like that. I do know that my mother was smitten by my father for his valor and his humility and his honor. I have not seen either one of them since I was a small child. I was given as a gift to King Eva, and I serve until the day I die.
And myself. Well, my parents are with me always. As you see, he kind of motions towards his two tails.
Care to explain?
Their ghosts live within my shop. I can speak to and see them.
Are you a magi?
The tails. I was born with them. One tail, nothing special. Two, you can see and hear ghosts and spirits, the same as physical creatures. And with three, you can not only hear and see them, but touch them as well. I'm not that blessed, as he says almost sarcastically, but yes, I can see and hear the spirits and ghosts around us. And yes, spirits and ghosts are two different terms. A spirit is a creation of one of the divinities or gods, where a ghost is the soul not yet departed. I've explained that distinction to many people.
I see. That must grow cumbersome.
Tiresome?
Yes.
It does.
I do not envy you, Barber.
It's good. It has its advantages and disadvantages.
I imagine it does. I look down, I should probably get dressed before anybody comes in.
You left your clothes back there with the ladies.
Yes, I did. Well, thank you for your time. I just do a tiny little nod to him, and then I will go.
The door opens and you see Levy and Ludi walking
goddamn, my
down.
freaking massive blush. Yeah, I cover myself. I'm like, my princess, Miss
Ludi is walking out, leading Levy by the hand, covering her eyes with the other hand, protecting the princess's innocence.
Was she still looking though?
She's like looking down.
Yeah, she's probably looking right at my fucking dick. Oh Jesus!
I don't think it's literally. You're 8'7", so.
No, but, I mean, oh shit.
Yeah, she's just looking down. She's like seeing your feet.
I just tried to I try to go buy them and get my clothes.
Yeah, this.
And then I can get dressed.
Yep.
Get
your armor.
Once I get dressed and everything, I come back out. Please, princess, please forgive me.
It's alright, but you're not hurt any further?
Just my... No, I'm fine.
You have armor on. I can try to look at it. Can I examine you a little bit?
No cuts or anything?
No, princess. Just a cut to my humility. Seeing myself exposed, and this is not proper.
Thank you for being such a good guard, at least. It's not your fault. We should go back to the castle, and I wanted to do something today, but I'm afraid I won't be able to. I had to let these things till.
As you wish, princess.
Well, with that, all of you can be gone out of my shop so I can open up again.
I just...
Thank you again for all your help.
Yes.
We head back to the castle. With taking an obstacle on the way of our plans with the many poisonous ant-bots.
Alright, as you head back to the castle, and what do you do once you have returned? You return without incident.
I suppose I get ready for the day, and I get ready to spend the day, and I'm recovering, and I'm going to try to get some alone time with Wahid to speak with him about something.
So you dismiss Ludi?
Yes.
Alright. Wahid and Levy are in the room. He has to be standing in their room now, because he's been ordered to do so. You're hanging out.
He's just standing there.
When I was dismissing Ludi, I can give her a look, let her know that I was going to talk to Wahid about something, and, kind of
Alright.
saying without saying it, like indicating what I'm going to speak to them about. And then, as we're in there,
Wahid, there's something I would ask you.
Of course, princess.
You can speak truthfully and honestly, and you don't have to hide anything about it.
I always speak truthfully, princess.
How do you feel about Ludi?
He blushes and looks away. She is a fine handmaiden and a devout woman of Helghan.
How do you feel about your noble title?
I don't understand.
I'm just asking a question.
I am proud of it. I do not wish to tarnish my family in any way, nor Zacchaeus.
Well, I suppose you should get rid of it then, shouldn't you?
Princess? His question with raised eyebrow.
If you're proud of it. That goes against the Zacchaeus, does it not?
One can be proud but humble. I am honored by it.
But it weighs you down a little. You don't want to lose it. It means you're hanging on to it. And if it would be possible to have pride and humility, that it's more of a burden.
None of Zacchaeus carries many burdens, princess.
What I'm saying is maybe you should let go of one of them. I was thinking, why don't you try to be together with Ludi?
Princess, he coughed and stumbled back a little bit, looking away, blushing as fuck. Trying not to stumble over anything. Princess, I did not have time for.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
I pat the bed.
No, princess, it is unbecoming. I will stay, and
I command you to do it.
He reluctantly sits on the bed, like the edge of the bed.
And it
You don't wanna break
creaks
the
under his
goddamn thing.
immense
Yeah.
weight.
And Wahid, I know it's nothing within to. You don't have to listen to my commands. I know it's something you're doing.
You are
Out
my
of
charge,
necessity.
princess. I'm ordered to protect you and to keep you safe. And
I was there when I heard your oath. You just keep me safe. You don't have to listen to what I tell you.
I smile after saying this.
I appreciate it, though.
I do not have the luxury of pursuing anything other than your safety, princess. And
You're looking for a. I know in your heart you could use a partner, right?
he just blushes and looks away. Princess, this is most queer.
Listen, you are very dutiful, and you do a wonderful job at guarding me and being at my side. But I know you're still human. You still have feelings. You're still a person. You shirk so much of it for me, for what you believe in. Now, I'm not trying to force you into something, but if you do find it within yourself to like or want to court Ludi, I think it would be the best for both of you if it were to be someone who you could be at the side of.
Princess, he just blushes. My duty is to Zacchaeus above all, and it would be selfish to have feelings for anyone.
Well, think about it. If you think about it in logical terms or in as such, and think about it like this: if you are in love with Ludi and you are married, then that would be less of a chance for her to turn on me or something, right? And that's more of a close bond.
Princess, Miss Ludi will not turn on you.
I'm speaking logically as you want to do. At least think about it, please.
Princess, if I allow myself to feel such things, it will compromise my ability to keep you safe and to fulfill my oath.
Wahid, as my friend, please think about it. I will be pursuing someone soon, if I can. And I want you to have someone.
I have duty, princess. He just
But
looks away
duty-
sad.
Duty can't keep you warm.
I am never warm. I am in Zacchaeus' cold embrace. I do not like the warmth. He just looks at his hand, takes his glove off, and just looks at his hand.
I place my hand in your hand. Your massive, huge hand.
He just blushes like princess. No, he just kind of trying to pull his hand away.
I kind of grip onto your hand. Probably one of your fingers, most like. I mean, he's so huge. Just like I grip onto like one of your fingers and I look up at you, at your icy eyes.
It's alright to feel this. Please try.
Princess, if I court someone...
You said yourself, Wahid, that you carry many burdens. Right?
I am not... I do. But I cannot carry more burdens than I can. It will compromise the person who I am, and I will not be fit to protect you.
You let go of one burden and take on another. The burden of title, and take on the burden of love.
The burden of title is inconsequential. If I am to wed, no matter who, it will compromise my ability to keep you safe. What if my partner is to come to harm, and you are to come to harm? I will always have to save you.
I take my hand back and kind of cross my arms, smiling.
Does your God tell you to be stubborn?
My God tells me to be dutiful. And if my partner was to be set upon by minions of Azadahaka and raped until death, I could do nothing to stop them. If you are in danger, you will take precedence over all. Your safety takes precedence over all. And that is not fair to anyone to get their hopes up with promises of love and marriage.
Is it possible for one of your fates to make an oath to protect a entire town or something like that?
Such oaths are frowned upon because they are...
Because if you had an oath to me and Ludi, then which oath would take precedence? It makes me think that beyond the sole oath of a single person, like one for a town to protect it, then what would you do?
My oath is to you. And until that oath is carried out to fruition, or I am ordered by higher-ups in the order and told that my duty is done, only then may I have another.
So
You are my sole duty.
Does being here make you happy?
Happiness does not matter, princess. Duty above all. I mean, he just looks at you. You can just see the sadness in his eyes, but also the resolve. Duty above all, princess.
But you can be happy fulfilling your duty.
I am happy fulfilling my duty. It brings me great honor to be chosen as your protector. It humbles me that they would choose a lowly knight such as myself.
And you're happy to be with me as a person? You can enjoy my company?
Is the princess fishing for compliments, as the saying goes?
Oh, I can't say I know how to fish.
The boy just smiled a little bit. As far as charges go, I'm sure there are far worse than you, princess. And she smiles.
Smile. I'll turn and smile.
That's what matters.
Yes, he quickly regains composure and gets off the bed and stands up straight. Yes, yes, well. I apologize for such formality, princess.
If you take nothing else from this conversation, then take this one thing. You are never to shirk your duty, as you know. But you can find a way to combine your passion with your duty. That would make your bond stronger. That would make your faith stronger, your will less likely to be broken.
My passion is my duty, princess. And I swear on my life I will not let you come to harm. By anyone who would want such a thing upon you. If the gods themselves try to take you, then I will fight to my last breath. My life is inconsequential to yours. My duty is above all, including my life, my passions, my happiness. It is duty, princess.
I don't know how... You're not inconsequential compared to me. I'm not better than you.
You are better than me in so many ways, princess.
Well, does it matter that I love you? I care for you.
He blushes. Princess.
You're a great friend. Do you still feel that you mean next to nothing? That my feelings don't matter?
I did not say that your feelings do not matter, princess. It is that your life means more. I have to protect that
what
worth
is a life
saving.
worth living if it can't be enjoyed?
Princess, I have only known this life, and it brings me great joy to see the will of Zacchaeus put forth.
And I'm not
It
saying for
brings
you
me...
to give up on your God. I'd never tell you to do that. But what I am saying is to please know that your God doesn't want to see you unhappy. I'm sure he'd want you to find some sort of love in all this.
Princess, do not worry about me. I am happy. I am happy to serve. I'm happy to protect. And I'm happy to be your friend.
Oh, I saw the way that you, heard your reaction to Ludi seeing you the way she did, knocking everything over.
He just blushes deeply, and he just looks away. It is
Even right
unbecoming.
now, your face betrays your true feelings.
To see me in such state is most inappropriate, and I was taken off guard, and I was
Stand
not
up.
expecting.
Just please never give up on that, Wahid.
And then I walk over to the balcony. How do I think that?
I just stand there. Just stand there, just stand there looking, just not looking at anything in particular, just standing.
Have you ever thought about what it would be like to fly?
One day, Princess, when my faith in Zacchaeus is strong enough, I will be able to fly.
I look
And
back at you.
and I will be better able to serve you and guard you and protect you from every angle. But I must prove my faith and my worth.
I'm not sure if that's true about flying, but if it is, I'm sure you can make it. I can never fly, but I sometimes wonder where would you go if you could fly? What would a person want to do with wings?
Princess, you can do anything you want. And as for me, I would go nowhere but here. This is where I belong. This is my duty, my charge.
I turn completely back around towards you.
And that's exactly my feelings. We are here, not because we're forced to, we're here because we want to be. And that means that we should make this a better place. Something.
I know when Levy says force, he kind of looks away a little bit and then just looks back quickly at her.
I was in the middle of a conversation. I kind of noticed this. I stop.
Were you made to come here?
You know all about how I came to be here, Princess.
Would you like to go somewhere else?
He just looks away.
You can tell me. I could go with you, so you could still be bound to your duty.
No, Princess. There are far more important things to deal with than a want of a lowly knight.
But not the want of a friend. Now tell me, Wahid. Please. I beg you.
I miss... He just stops and straightens up. And it is nothing, Princess. Do you wish to stay in your room the rest of the day, or do you wish to...
I'm staying here and you're stuck with me, and you're going to tell me eventually what you're going to say.
Very well, Princess. Are you hungry or thirsty? Shall I fetch you something?
You and Ludi are so much alike.
I kind of gently
He
smile.
blushes and looks away.
Both of you, my servants, are guardians.
I turn my back to the balcony. I turn toward the balcony again.
You ignore my words.
He just whispers and niffing to himself. He's like, anything but Princess. Anything but...
Just kind of smiling gently, and I kind of shake my head. And
Well, just know that if you ever want to talk about things, I'm always here.
I go to the balcony and place my hand on like the little railings.
And with that, we will do a small time skip. I will do a minor montage of sorts as things are still being arranged with these pirates. Day 5 comes, the day of rage. And you both notice this man in chains being led by the wave guard, and he's just being led off somewhere, taken away. But he's in full battle gear, but at the same time in chains. It's an odd sight. And then as day 6 comes by, you are and by the way, this whole time Sylvault has still been working hard, doing both his chores and Ludi's chores for her, as Levy has requested of him. And with day 6, as day 6 passes by, you receive word that a deal has been struck, and that you shall have your meeting with the pirates. And that shall come on the day of the Wasp, the 15th day. It is day 6 right now. And then on that day, and only that day, will you be informed of the meeting location. They demand that the meeting be held under their terms, the brigands. Does Levy send a protest to this, or accept it?
Aren't they? Were the people? I can't remember their name, but wasn't they supposed to deal with it whenever it happened?
The Church of Zacchaeus?
Yeah.
Yeah, they arranged the meeting for you, and this is what the pirates have said: is they're willing to meet, but only in a location chosen by them.
Oof. Oh, I thought that. Oof. I thought that they were gonna deal with it themselves, and they're making me do all the work. Then oof.
They'll be there with you, but the pirates want to talk to you.
um. All right. Yeah. We'll go. We'll go wherever they do. Have Wahid at my side, so.
And then days fly by until we arrive at the 12th day, the day of taking. And it's been a tense few days. Tense. A very anxious time. Every single day, your family breakfast has been postponed again and again and again and again and again every day. Your family grows distant. Mikhail is spending less and less time in the castle. Tina is beginning to seem distraught. Your father locking himself away more and more in his room. Spending less time with his children and his wives, but now only his lover, Levy's mother. It is actually starting to grow suspicions around the castle of how much time he is spending with her. Ludi continues to serve faithfully. Does Levy read into the books Ludi gave her?
Yes.
And across this book, Levy finds that that this is indeed a romance novel, as promised, and it tells the tale of two Fanes, two Fane lovers who were forbidden by class. One was a Dagataka, and one was a Goldhar, who is nobility and the lowest rung of commoner, and tells their tale of love despite class. How their love broke the bonds of these, and also mentions Lukku to Levi, which she knew very little about. And this book, she knows, is very, very recent. The little she heard of Lukku, this does not sound like something he would do. This sounds much more romantic, much more just a lot less dreary and death and dying and such that she's associated with him. And it speaks of these lovers receiving a blessing of Lukku and being able to be together and eventually live their lives apart from their caste and live their lives in a monastery of Lukku where they live together happily ever after and have children and raise their children and the rights of romance and love and such. And Levi learns about that in this book.
Definitely surprised and intrigued by it, but I think it's just like, the author's kind of take on the coup. So I just kind of dismiss it a little for now. It was, nothing really particularly meaningful in that way, but yeah.
Then
You enjoyed the book though, definitely.
Then, as time continues passing on by, we finally reach the day of taking. Things have been kind of tense and dull, as I said, but they see again early in the morning when Levi goes for breakfast that same ogre being tooted away in chains again. And he
Oh, by the way, was I able to get any audience with my father again in those times?
yes.
Cause I let him know. I make sure I let him know what happened with the temple, and I tell him of how Mikhail maybe have it out for him a little. But it seems like kind of let him know my concerns.
Yes, and like I said, this contributes greatly to massive tension in the family. Then we will begin play with, as you're returning from your lunch in the castle, you see the guards dragging a screaming man down the halls.
Just straight down the halls like nothing.
They're dragging him off to the dungeon.
Do we know who the man is? Have we seen them before? Or?
It is Savalt. Wodum is with the guards.
I rush over there.
And Savalt's picture's not working, I guess, but you see he's getting dead. It's like, Levy, what's going on?
I go to Odom.
What is this? What has this person done?
He has been found to be consorting with Cassador. He worked at an establishment that was revealed that there was a ring of rogues.
I know him.
We tracked the rogues back on their day. We set baits out for them. They took them. They stole on their holy day, as their faith demands. We tracked them back to the tavern.
I look up at Wahid.
this man, a person gave details of them to Wahid when he was at investigation.
What does Wahid say?
The princess speaks the truth.
You would vouch for this man in a trial?
I would vouch that he told me that he has seen Cassador worshippers in the tavern.
And he pointed them out. They were those what was the word that made my mind got kind of like nervous. The snakes. Ah, that sounds so horrible, but yes.
Yes. Also, Captain, how long has this man been in service to this tavern?
His whole life. His father runs it.
And his father, is he also brought in for questioning?
Yes. The owners of the tavern are being brought in. The tavern has been seized on the order of the Council of Eight, and its ownership transferred to one of the council members.
Which member?
Kawazor. You know this to be an ogress on the council.
I see.
We will take him in for questioning, and then his trial. If you wish, you may testify on his behalf at his trial.
I'm just looking straight at Wahid. Can nod to Wahid, like nod to him.
I will give my testimony.
He said, "Thank you, Wahid. I know we don't always see eye to eye, but..." And he's like, "Shut up, move along, prisoner. Don't speak to your betters like that." They push him along.
Like kind of like upset a little at Woden as he goes on, but
Saul turns back. He's like, "Levy, I love you." And then
bless
Woden like smacks him on the mouth. He's like, "How dare you speak out as the princess? I should have your tongue cut from your mouth right now. You're lucky you need it for the interrogation." He's pushing him along.
like I'm blessing a little, and I look like a Wahid.
Thank you so much, Wahid, for vouching for him.
I merely stated that I will do my
Yes, I know all that, but still, it means a lot to me. Thank you.
You are welcome, princess. But if he is found guilty, he will be punished.
Of course, but he won't be. I know it.
Do you know him as well as you think, princess?
I do.
Then he has nothing to fear.
I kind of look towards the way they dragged him off to,
And neither should I.
I say it slightly nervously.
But for now, I suppose we better prepare ourselves for that meeting. Whenever I hope it's in a agreeable place. Are you prepared
we still have some time, some days to wait.
Are you still prepared to? I want to make sure that you're prepared to do what you have to do.
I am prepared to do what it takes to keep you safe, princess.
Right. And there may be a lot of pirates. It doesn't sound like a very good idea to go there, but we have to. So I'm trusting you.
I do not think the king would agree. We should go with a contingent of guards to protect you.
I don't want to make it look like we're starting a war or something.
No, but we would be foolish to take the princess into the den of these thieves and brigands with only one guard. I am but one man, princess. I will do all in my power and give my life to protect you, but I am no god.
We'll read in carefully into what they have their conditions, and if they don't mention a certain requirement of people, then we'll bring others.
Thank you, princess.
Smile slightly and nod. And nervously, I can continue doing my business for the day, but waiting until the day of the meeting, and also waiting on pins and needles to see what happens to Svolt as well.
You do know your father will be the one that he has brought before in this matter. And he is supposed to have at least 2 members of the Council of 8 at his side, which is usually your brother and sister, but you're not sure if your brother will make an appearance at this point.
I go to Tina's quarters then.
Alright. So, Wahid gets dragged along.
Yep.
As you go to her quarters and she opens the door. Greetings to you, Levy. It has been some time since you'd paid me a visit.
I'm sorry, things between healing and other things, I've not been able to do much of anything that I've wanted to do.
Do you still have Looty with you?
Yes. I gotta wait outside at this point, maybe, because
Right.
private talk. But so yeah, she's waiting outside. Let's go in here.
I wanted to speak with you about something. You told me to pursue what who I wanted to be with.
Yes, if you want something, you have to take it.
I need your help.
Well, he just looks away. His back's away and just looks away. Blushes a little bit.
I would love to help you with anything, dear sister.
There's a person that's going to be taken under trial. A half ogre, half Myangi, Svolt is his name.
I close my eyes a moment and open them.
I'm in love with him.
You want me to declare he's innocent?
Yes. And
She hugs you. Of course, sister. I would be happy to help you.
I'll go back.
really?
I smile.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
I know that the family is falling apart with all that's been going on lately. And I've noticed that you've been taking it hard as well.
I've been informed the trial will be tomorrow.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I would hate to ask something of you.
As my sister, I want to help you to ease your burdens a little at least with everything that's been going on. I know it can be so much with all the responsibilities you have on top of all this.
There's something that has been bothering me.
What is it?
It's our dear brother.
Has he done something? Again?
I need help with something involving him.
Alright.
He has overstepped bound after bound after bound, and he has to be put in his place, I'm afraid.
I slowly nod a little.
Kind of looks like despondent and a little sad when she says it, like looking away. I hate to have to do this to him, but we are going to have to ruin his reputation. We cannot be allowed to remain on the council any longer.
That means we'd have to get a replacement. Someone more competent. We could, if we found someone who does a undoubtedly better job than him, that would be a way we could do it without ruining his reputation completely.
I will take his place as the head of the council. And you, Levy, I would appoint you as one of the members.
A nod.
Thank you, sister, but I have no significant holding. I'd just be like an advisor of sorts.
That is what the council is to be, advisors to the king.
All right then. Do you have a plan?
Yes, I do.
Have a seat.
Then let me hear it.
She glances at Wahid.
He looks away blushingly. Very easily. He doesn't look at her.
I'm afraid your guard won't be able to help much.
No, but that's fine. At least he'll be there if Mikhail breaks down and tries to attack me or something. Which honestly, I think he would at this point.
You won't ever be seeing him.
I won't.
No. I've learned many secrets about our brother.
Kind of look at her, kind of like hanging on her every word, looking at her now at this point.
He has been plotting against the king.
Do you have proof?
He takes father's accusations of romances with non-humans to heart very, very seriously. All we need to do is tell father that Mikhail plans to embarrass him about it and turn the Church of Helghan against him for it, and that he is going to try to blackmail him. With that, father will have no choice but to remove him from his position. To stop this repetitive inquiries into father's private life.
Honestly, sister, I think our brother is trying to kill father.
No, he's not. He's far too stupid for that.
I really think so.
Trust me, Levy. He's not.
He's not good at financial decisions, but he's not stupid.
He's not. He lacks the subtlety of an assassin's blade.
And that's why he'll get someone else to do it for him.
The woman was interrogated thoroughly, and his name did not come up. He would have never covered his trail so well. Whoever it was made sure to never tie their name directly to the woman. She probably didn't even know who it was she was working for.
I look down a little.
I don't know. I feel like it would be wrong to underestimate him. I've seen the look.
I look back up at her.
I've seen the look in his eyes. He made me recite the references of Pelgan to him while squeezing my hand. I told him all of them except for the last, which he told me, which sort of defeated the purpose of me ever, telling him. Because if I didn't know the last one, then why would he get me to kill the others? And that was killing those of your species for any but the gravest of reasons. He sort of repeated it to himself.
I have no doubt he's upset with Father, but I do have doubt of his competency.
Well, if I'm going to be on the council, then I suppose my first role as advisor would to be, please don't underestimate brother. He's the son of our great father.
And she
after
grabs
all.
you by the shoulder. We will harm his reputation and nothing else, Livy. He would be executed if you brought up such ideas of treason to Father. We do not wish to kill him. That looks very seriously at you.
Kind of glass down a little.
I already brought this to father.
You'll tell Father you were wrong. And that you jumped the gun and jumped over too quickly, jumped to conclusions, and that after you heard the results of the interrogation, that you rescind your decision.
Kind of wavering a little, and I look back up at her.
All right.
And what we do to brother is not out of hate, it is out of necessity. We love him very deeply. She looks you in the eyes. She says that wish for no harm to befall him.
And that's not what I was saying. It's just I was worried. But I understand now.
Good. Come, let's go talk to Father then. With you supporting me. Then Father will, in his fragile state, would most assuredly lash out at Mikhail and strike him from the council.
I nod.
After your diplomacies are done with these pirates, I will recommend you to take his place, and while Father is riding the high of his pride on your successful mission, he will almost assuredly say yes.
I nod again. I'm going silent a little bit. Yeah, I'm just kind of nodding.
Let us go.
We head to the king's quarters then once more.
Alright. You are forced to wait a little bit before
Kind of like
he lets you in.
watching Tina as we go on, kind of just looking at how she looks. And
She's seen you make an insight roll.
alright. Oh no, I think I lost my dice roller. Right, I did.
Is Wahid paying any special attention?
I
No.
got a
I mean, he's on alert and everything, but he's not looking at Tina.
22.
Right, she is a mix of display of pride, anger, and sadness all at the same time, with maybe a tinge of jealousy. She's bouncing between these emotions. You can basically see them. She has a hard time keeping her concentration.
I'm kind of looking up at her and silently kind of watching her a little, and trying not to be too obvious about it though. Just noting it basically in my mind.
And then you see your father eventually opens the door shirtless. As you see your mother exit and just kind of walks past you because you're just a guest. Come in. What is it that you want? You and all three of you go in and he shuts the door behind you. You see the bed's a mess, and it's basically he's not even attempting to hide it at this point.
Wow. I look at Tina.
Father, we have come to the conclusion that Mikkel is no longer mentally fit to remain on the council. He has borderline assaulted Levy and threatened her. He has been looking deep into your relations. She kind of glances to the bed. Completely out of his jurisdiction. He has no right to concern himself with such matters. And he is no longer suitable as your advisor. And myself and Levy both have come to this agreement. She looks at Levy.
I nod.
Kind of goes over there to the table. Grabs his little wine bottle and just pours it all over the ground. You know, this never had any effect on me. None of it did. He just drops the bottle. He doesn't like slam it down. He just drops it and it shatters on the ground. My son has overstepped his place for the last time. Did he hurt you, Levy? He kind of rubs your hair.
A little bit. I think it was. He wasn't really thinking.
Where did he hurt you? Tina kind of like looks at you.
It wasn't much, but
I kind of lift my hand up. But
he just squeezed my hand really hard. He made me recite the references of Helghan, and as I said before, it was mostly the ants that hurt. That wasn't his fault. He only cares for those who share his faith. And that's very apparent.
I say sorrowfully, and he's like genuinely kind of sad at this.
Go to my throne room. Wait for me there. Both of you.
Father, are you sure?
I know what I said.
Nod.
Of course.
Yes, Father. She bows to him and leaves.
Hug him. I'll quickly hug him and then leave.
Alright.
Wait in his own room.
I had a couple of hours pass as he walks in there, and he sits down in full ceremonial armor.
Alright.
And then you see this man, the commander of the Wave Guard, march in, accompanied by some of his men, followed by your brother in chains. Unhand me at once. It's like on your knees. He forces your brother to his knees. He resisted the whole way, sir, but we got him. Good. Now you will stand trial for what you have done. What is the meaning of this, Father? I have done nothing wrong. You have harmed one of the royal family. You have conspired against me. You are hereby stripped from your title as Lord of the Coast, stripped from your position among the council. You are hereby stripped of your name and of my tribe.
I kind of like, I almost gasp, kind of cover my mouth, like,
It's him, his jaw drops. Your sister gasps as well. This punishment. Restrain, unchain him, but keep him restrained. The gods like, unchain him and keep him restrained out. He walks down there. It is unbecoming of a man to harm a woman. And for a man, a true man, would face another. And as your father, I am here to deliver the punishment upon you. This is Helghan would have wanted, is it not? And then you see he starts grabbing his fingers and snapping them, bending them backwards so they break one by one on his hand. See, that's all scream with each snap. You see Tina really turns away, but covers her face. What's what he doing?
Staring at it stoically.
And after the last one breaks, he's like, ah, it is not over yet. No. You see Looty is here with you as well, and she's like covering her mouth. It's like,
I kind of clench my eye, like normally I was kind of keep to myself a little bit. I kind of like angry, but then I would look towards Tina.
Alright. You see she has a tear going down her face.
And
Like back is turned.
I just kind of still myself and then look back.
And then, Looty, bring me the pot over there. Yes, my lord. She rushes over there and grabs it and hands it to him. Ludlam, did you bring what I asked? He sets down another clay pot. I would like to hear you scream out praises to Helghan. Praise him for his mercy of letting you live this day. You have lost your mind, father. He opens one of the pot and pours honey all over him, and it's like, let us see if Helghan favors you this day. As he opens the other one and pours a pot full of ants all over him as he's covered in honey, sticking them all to him, and the ants writhing about in the honey.
I kind of I take a step forward, like
his praises. As he starts literally, Mikhail starts screaming out, praise be to the father of civilization. Praise be to he who has created the race of man. And then she's clenching his teeth as the ants crawl all over him, squirming around, biting into him. Praise be to the father of civilization, the creator of man, the sculptor of clay, the champion of cities. Praise be to he whose name shall be rung through the corners of Kavagathale as man reigns supreme over his lesser foes. And as he looks at your father, as the men fall to their knees wishing they could be as great as us, and their women beg us for our seed and are denied the worth of it. And then he just keeps chanting prayers to Helghan and stuff like that, and then eventually he kind of starts breaking down, and you see his eyes start twitching, and he starts becoming like delirious and whatnot.
What's the king's face? What are you looking at this upon?
Essentially, the exact same one in the portrait is just a face of like almost borderline disgust with him as he just looks at him. And then, Ludlam, this is not enough. Fetch more. Sir, I said, go fetch me more. Yes, sir. He walks out. And after like 30 more minutes of enduring these like delirious screams, no one's allowed to leave the room. And he comes back, Ludlam comes back with another thing, and he pours another pot of ants onto him. And literally just another. And you literally can't even see his skin anymore as the ants just swarm. His skin becomes a swirling mass of ants. And the honey is dried up, and he pours a new slab of honey onto him, on top of the ants, sticking the ants that are already there onto him even further, just coating them in between the two layers of honey, agitating them even further.
I was like in completely just surprise and despair just watching this. I was just looking like at my father like.
And he pulls out a broadsword, the sword of Helghan. Your father's had a ceremonial sword, and he slashes out at Mikhail, cutting him a couple of times, and he rends all of his clothes and he strips him naked. Parade him through the streets, throw him at the feet of the temple of Helghan, and let them see what happens when they defy their king. Yes, sir. They'll grab him up and they'll drag him out, covered in honey and ants, screaming and delirious prayers to Helghan as they drag him away. I rule here, not Helghan. As he looks at the broadsword and tosses it onto the ground and spits on it.
I put my hand on my face and just began to cry.
He sits down back on his throne and grips it tightly. Praise be to the Rainmaker Fatash. I do this in your name, my lady. He kind of just looks up. And he slams his hand on the throne. You are all dismissed. Leave me. No. As he perks up. No. Justice. Justice. Yes, I am in a mood for more justice. Guards, bring me the prisoner. The worshipper of Cassador. Bring him forth. We shall expedite these trials.
I kind of like move my hands on my face. I look up at him, like kind of like my face all red, the tears on my face still. I look at Tina again as well.
You see her face is red from tears as well. But Father, the council is not here, and you require 2 council members to make your judgments. These judgments will be swift. There will be no trials. These vermin infest my city streets. They are enemies, and they shall be sacrificed to Fatash in a glorious battle. Ludi, go to the armory. Fetch me something. What, sir? There is a club. Tell them. A ceremonial club. Bring it to me. She goes out and comes back, and you see this elegantly carved club embroidered with shark's teeth. I had this made, Levi. I had this made on your birthday. I intended to hand it to you when you were older. But now seems the best time. She presents it to you.
But Father, this isn't our way.
Battles need not be fought honorably. They need only be won.
But because the way you've tongue, you
Do you think I cared for these people, Levi? I used them to get what I wanted, just like you with the Frame. You will do the same, and you will inherit my title. You know, you understand. I never cared about these sirens, or these typhons, or these Frayne. You will take this club as he hands it to you. You will cut down these heathens in the name of Fatash. Give her praise for your existence. As they bring in an ogre man in heavy chains, set him down with a black tattoo across his chest of the hand of Cassidy. Destroy him, Levy. Destroy him in honorable battle. Like throws his hands up in the air, like honorable battle. Crush his skull in. Pray, sacrifice, make him a living sacrifice in the name of Fatash.
I'd look at the ogre.
He's like struggling around in the chains.
I just kind of look at him for a little and
It was them who attempted on my life, Levy. Your father's life. He grabs you from behind, like on both your shoulders. These are the scum of Quebec Thale. They are the ones who made the attempt on my life. It is the only sense that is to be made. I'm the wave tongue loved by all, but these new filths, they worm their way in here like the vermin they are, and they must be crushed. We'll make an example of them.
But, Father, we could use this criminal. Fatash teaches us to never lose the opportunity to take advantage of a chance, of an opportunity. If he's useful to us, then we don't have to kill him.
What use do vermin have?
I look back at the down the ogre.
We can use them to, if war is what you want, we can use them to add to the ranks of our legion, of our fleet.
Adlam, how has your experiment been going? Very well, sir. He has been broken and tamed. If you can break one touched by behemoth, then you can break a few of these men. Then Levy is very intelligent. He kisses her on the forehead and squeezes her tightly. That's why I love you so, daughter.
I was trembling a little, but I gently smile.
Go
Yeah,
into the
slightly.
dungeons, find anyone with this black hand. Break them. Make them swear loyalty to me. Make them swear loyalty to Fatash. Make them swear loyalty to First Fort. Yes, Your Highness, I shall begin the process of conditioning. This is your lucky day, Filth. He picks him up, takes him back down, takes him off away again. And what about the one, the owner and his son? They did not bear the mark. Their interrogations, they swear they do not serve Cassidy. And they bear no mark? No, sir. Levy, what do you think?
The,
I look up at Weed and then look back at Holly.
I know them. We spoke with the son, and when Wahid was performing his investigation, he gave us details on Cassidy. He's honestly the reason why, or a big reason why we have what we do, what knowledge we were able to catch the others with.
Then we shall have a feast tonight. In Wahid's honor. You saved my life, Wahid. I never thanked you properly for it.
No things are necessary, Your Highness. I was just.
We will declare victory now over the assassins. They'll be invited then. Let them, free them. We will show them the wave tongue is not lost to generosity to the people. They will be invited. These commoners, these filthy commoners, they will be taken. They will be put into the royal banquet hall in honor of Wahid. Their service to the crown will be rewarded. Yes, sir. Resolve.
I smile greatly.
Tonight, then, we will feast. You will sit as a guest of honor, Wahid. Be thanking my noble knight what your favorite food is, for there will be plenty of it. He just smiles.
I just bow to him. Of course, Your Highness.
Now you may go. As he walks off in his armor. And then we will end it there.
Holy cow.
And then we will have a soliloquy from Levy now. To see what she thinks of the events that have transpired.
So I sit there lingering for a moment longer. Just a moment, and then I see my father leaving, and I leave as well. I make sure to have a look at Tina before I leave.
She is obviously extremely distraught. She's very, very upset.
And as I'm looking at her, I think to myself,
This has to be her fault. I was wrong about brother. I was holding my tongue when I was talking to Tina, but I've always known the kind of person she was and how the distance between her and father isn't as a parent. She never intended this to happen, and she loves the family, but it has to be her doing. She's the one who wants father dead. She wants to take his place. I have no doubt about it. Yet I'm powerless, and I can't do anything. I don't know. What is just a young girl supposed to do in a time like this? Everything is stacked against me, and not even Wahid can help, and I'll have to expose Tina, and then I'll have to find brother, and even though he has anger issues and it's horrible in that way, I don't think he'd ever want to. Not yet, at least. I mean, not before. Maybe now he sees fit to kill father, and I suppose I couldn't blame him for it. I'll have to reinstate this family in some sense. I'll have to set things right. And father doing all this is nothing like I've ever known him. I've known of his love for Fataj, but if this is what Fataj would have wanted, then I can't. I don't see myself ever giving praise to her. This is horrendous, and it's completely beyond me. This is so much, and I don't know where to begin. I'll have to take my place upon this council. I'll use this power. As the things make way, I have a long time, many years, thanks to father and being what I am of the second generation, as it were. I'm blessed with many years. I'll have to keep my head down, and I'll have to watch out for those underneath the boot of this atrocity. I'll have to set things right, one way or the other. Father is not in his right mind right now, and I'll have to set him straight too. He must not be thinking. This is not the father that I love. This is not the goddess that I worship. I can't help but to think about how Vatash teaches to not let anything stand between you and water whom you love. And I'm here for some reason. Under whose eyes it's of where I was born, of some troll or Vatash or Pelgan. I don't know. Magic is only for a coward, and for it's not right. It's false, as Vatash says. I don't know if you would accept my praise. Anyways, what in life left is there? I don't see much. After everything falling around me, I'll have to make something new. Something worth living for. These things that I hold dear, they're worth something, even if they didn't exist in the way that I saw them to exist. You have to pull it from the deep recesses inside my family's hearts, or what's left of them. And I'll do it. I don't care what limitations I was born under or how people view me. As long as I can make this change, to make others feel this too, that there is something worth living for here. Truly, something worth living for, and that's what matters. That's what I'll strive for when I take my father's place. For whether it be he dies from Tina or someone else, these plots, whoever takes his place, none of those around me are fit to rule. And right now, honestly, I can't say that I am either. I'm just a child. But I'll learn, I'll grow, I'll become stronger, I'll find my place. And I'll make sure that these traitors to themselves even, they know their places too. But I won't do it in the way that my father wants it, not anymore. I'll do it in a way that everyone can have respect for, even if they don't believe in what I believe in. Some sort of central bonding point to hold it together. That's what I always believed in my father mostly of, is that he could do anything. He could bring anyone together, and without killing. For death is far too much of an absolute solution to temporary problems. I'll find some way to set this all right, and everyone will return to what they were before. It's just my job, my duty.
As I glance towards Zahid.
To do just that.
And that'll be that.
Let's hear what he has to say. He was silent for a very long time, so he probably got a lot of emotions that he's feeling and not saying. So let's see what he has to say about it all.
Well, as Wahid stands there, he it's been a lot to take in these past couple of days, and the king has lost his mind, it would seem. He's beginning to crack and break, and Well, he sees this. He sees that there's some turmoil about to happen. But he also sees that he has to be even more vigilant than before to protect the princess. That there's dire winds blowing. He's not one for all political intrigue and courtly backstabbings, but he knows that soon he will have to test himself to the full extent of his ability to protect the princess. But he doesn't know if he's going to have the strength to do what needs to be done when the time comes. He will have to choose. And he knows that a duty has to be fulfilled. And he just hopes that Zacchaeus will give him the strength he needs to fulfill the right duty. And that'll be it.
Glorious. Thank you all for joining us for session 2 of the King's Gambit. I hope that you all have enjoyed thus far and will join us next time. Farewell.
Goodbye.